Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What is up, guys? So today we're gonna have some fun. You guys are gonna help me build a video. Well, kinda. We're gonna play Oblivion mainly. We're also gonna maybe play a little Skyrim. And I want to do a video here that is Skyrim versus Oblivion Remastered. Which should you play? Should you play it? Blah blah blah. Oblivion is coming. That they said that is indeed still coming. Our modest fellowship expands. Praise Yeesh. Thank you so much for subbing up with Twitch Prime, my bro. So should we start here? Sorry, my brother is messaging me. He chooses the worst times to message me about planning shit. We're trying to go see Metallica in June for our 4th time. I want to stop by and say thanks for all the CK3 guides. I just recently got into the game and all your videos have been super helpful. Thanks for making the difficult game a little easier to understand. Absolutely, man. I do want to do an updated guide though with all the new DLCs active and everything. And I also kind of want to do like a buyer's guide for the DLCs to help people decide. Lilith Dominica. Okay, we'll do. The streams do get real. This is way different. So let's boot up Skyrim real quick, actually. Because I should not have booted up Skyrim. I'm just saying. And I'm trying to be fair to both games. So we're comparing both games raw. No mods, nothing. And I know Skyrim can be done all sorts of crazy ways with mods. Don't get me started. But hear me out, dude. This is gonna be a hot take because I love this game and I love this series, but Skyrim sucks. Not the gameplay. Not talking gameplay. We're talking about the general optimization of Skyrim for the PC in the current era versus Oblivion Remastered, which is still on. Need I say? It is still fucking on. Unreal Engine 5. And this is just so not optimized for modern monitors to take advantage of modern graphics technology. I mean, it's an old game, right? Came out in 2011. So, K-Pope, thanks for subbing up, my dude.
It fills you with determination. Another loyal devotee.
I had to download a bunch of mods to fix these annoyances. Windows, yeah, 100%. Like, you can't play above 60 frames per second natively in the game. I wish I had my whiteboard here. In my old apartment, I had my whiteboard right here, and it was really easy to do stuff. So let's take this. We can trash that now, right? Leveling up, level scaling, spell scatters. Okay. So here's the metric. Here's like the categories I kind of want to take a look at. I think performance is a category I want to compare both games against, right? And it's like, and I was thinking about this. You know how to pronounce it, Straight Jacket. So performance is something that it's like, okay, for all the issues that Skyrim has, right? No native 60 frames per second, or 60 frames per second lock, no native true resolution support, a lot of issues with windowed full screen, a lot of issues with a bunch of shit. UE5 also has tons of performance issues, right? But it's like in a different spectrum. Like this is too old versus the other stuff's too new. So you have literally opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to performance stability. Chris, happy to help out, dude. Guess I'm going to try to refresh. Skyrim was running great. My PC just quit on me. Oh no, K-pop. Oh no. Shit, I'm sorry, man. So performance is one. I want to look at skills, comparing the different skills in the game. We're also going to take a look at magic. Oh, I can use the console on this too, because I don't give a shit about achievements on Skyrim. I guess I don't really care about them too much in Oblivion either. But performance, skills, magic, game's narrative, combat, environment, or I guess like visuals. I agree with you there, Mary Drake. I agree. So what would make sense in the video? Should I rate each should I say, okay, Skyrim rates a 5 out of 10 on performance and Oblivion rates a 6 out of 10 on performance? Or should I just say, I'll create each category and I'll say who's the winner of each category? Do you think, what do you guys think would be a better presentation style for a video? Personally, if I had to choose, I would say assigning a victor to the category feels a little more decisive than saying, well, the performance is 5 or 10. Like, I don't want to add Morrowind into this. Another stream. What's up, Wing Rain, dude? I just messed something up. Damn it. I booked the hotel for our thing just now, and I chose the wrong. I just chose the wrong dates because it's like you have a bunch of tabs open. It's like, oh, well, we went ahead and changed this and that and this. Like, dude, fuck you. You giving Skyrim a job? Are we Skyriming? Like Oblivion Remastered runs that great either, though. Yeah, see, that's what I mean, though, Fleshette, right? Like, it's hard to say, like, quantitatively, oh, okay, this is an X out of 10. It does feel too shallow. I agree with you there, Therico. Like, it's almost like it's non-committal. I'm going to say I happened to cross your YouTube after YouTube started feeding me Oblivion Remastered videos. Factory offer up the information the first minute made me want to stick around the entire video for even more. Much respect for not hiding it. Absolutely, man. I mean, dude, I watch this shit myself, you know, and I cannot stand that like, hey everybody, thanks for checking in here today. It's your boy Johnny Mike, and Johnny Mike's here. We're gonna go over this brand new thing I just found out in Call of Duty. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna load into zombies. We're gonna bring up this menu right here, and I'm like, and then there's like so much like not actual shit that goes down. But yeah, I think declaring a winner might be a little bit better. Better quality quests, is that worth a comparison? Skyrim had the Radiant system that I believe it's called. I guess quests is one thing. Also like presentation was another one. One thing I've learned I just don't like about Skyrim that becomes the blueprint for every Bethesda game going forward, right? Is I don't like the presentation of Skyrim. I don't like the brrrump. You've just discovered Faerun. Like brrrump. Here's Markoth or Markcraft, whatever the fuck it is. Brrrump. One-handed skill increase. Like, dude, just stop. Just stop. When you play Oblivion, it's just in the upper right-hand corner. It now tells you if you discovered a place, but there's so much just like in your face. Yeah, exactly. For every little thing. And that's something that then becomes, it's in Fallout 4. It's in Fallout fucking 76. It's in ESO. It's in New Vegas. You're like, oh my God. New Vegas, I think, came out before Skyrim. Yeah, it did. It came out in 2000. Shit, I think it came out a year to a year and a half before Skyrim. bullet arrows take up half the screen with a loud, "Congratulations, you have walked 500 paces." That's really funny. Okay. Sorry, I had to book this fucking hotel. So that was another thing too. I like the skill system of Skyrim, but I don't like the skills of Skyrim. You know what I mean? Dov, man, hello, brother. Mage Guild in Oblivion. You must journey to each provincial capital to obtain a recommendation if you want to even think of setting for the university. Skyrim Mage's Guild, cast fire. That's true too. Like, I think the complexity of Oblivion has been reduced in Skyrim. And that's something we've seen for every single fucking Elder Scrolls game. And so like there are still good things, right? Like Skyrim has a depth to the skill system, which I like. The Skyrim also gets better, like, well, not even better inventory management, but the fact that that stuff doesn't weigh as much. I like that you can swap out basically your birth sign whenever. Those things are pretty cool, but I think the lack of permanence in Skyrim doesn't make me. I have replayed Oblivion 5 times. I've done Skyrim 1.5 times. You know, I started a second playthrough like, oh, it's fine. See, I don't even know what those overhaul mods are like. And I know it's like the caveat to this video has to be that I know mods fix a lot of these problems, but I'm trying to look at these games on their individual merit as they currently are versus what they could be, right?
A steadfast supporter.
Honestly, I think if you were to take the isolated skill system of the major minor levels of Oblivion with the branched talent system of Skyrim, it's like that's it. That's your TES 6 right there, right? Like that's Elder Scrolls 6. That's what I'd want to see. And that's also what I was going to say, right, Raheen? Or if that's how I pronounce your name, sorry, Rajin. Raheen sounds like Taheen. Skyrim has cool skill trees, but each break point, each 25 points in Oblivion felt like the skill now changed for you. And like if I were to think of it like, let's take a look at this. If I were to compare this here, let's look at rain, okay. Let's look at, I was all tabbed. Let's look at one-handed. So let's say this had the Oblivion system. Well, what if you could dual wield weapons after you had 50 one-handed? Okay, now that's cool, right? It adds layers of complexity. Like you can't do it until you get to that point, and then you can do it. Like, so it's cool that you do get levels for each skills, and the skills have their own talent trees, and you have the character level. That's all fun and all, but I think the simplicity of Oblivion's skill system actually makes it more rewarding for me. It's true. Enchanting in Skyrim is a different kind of broken than it is in Oblivion, right? Because you could smith it, and then you could use alchemy to jack your skills up, and then you use enchanting to just get fucking horny with it, right? That's the combo that I remember. You use blacksmithing to make the weapon. You use alchemy to buff your skills to make the weapons, to then buff your skills again to do the enchanting, right? I can't remember Daggerfall enough, Flechette. Is it because of the grin in Skyrim you feel like it's not rewarding enough? What do you... Oh, grind. No. I think that Skyrim was something that was popular at the time, which was the World of Warcraft talent tree system. And I think the World of Warcraft talent tree system is good for MMOs. It's good for MMOs, and I think a lot of games have borrowed that talent system. But now that I've played Oblivion Remastered again, and I've sunk back into a very simple skill system, I'm finding like, man, I kind of like bigger, more impactful jumps versus little ones, right? How like, okay, this is 20% more damage, which eventually equals 100% more damage. Okay, cool. Power attack with one-hand weapons cost 25% less stamina. Okay, a 25% less. Like larger, more impactful jumps, I think, push you a little bit closer to the actual grind. Versus, I mean, also to be fair, right? Like you can start Oblivion with 45, 50 blade, depending on what race, birth sign, and class you are. This game, you're going to start somewhere between 20 to 30, right? So it's like they've done kind of a stat crunch for Skyrim, where they pushed the bottom end of the spectrum of skills to not be detrimental, right? Sub 25 in Oblivion is not good. You probably have something negative affixed to you. So now there's nothing, this doesn't mean anything really. One-handed 23 doesn't mean anything because it doesn't have a perk system, perk system attached to that number. You have a perk system attached to the amount that you're pushing through this. So it's like, yeah, you do make these smaller jumps so those 75 points feel a little bit more impactful as you're going through that journey. Or not feel more impactful, but they feel, you can take 75 points and you can custom build how this works versus just, hey, everyone has these specific jumps. But should I get all perks to at least 25? All skills? More or less. I thought Elder Scrolls 6 was taking place in where the High Elves are from. Whatever the fuck. Or was it? I think it's where the Britons are from. Well, see, the Fallout system, like Fallout 1 and 2 are my two like favorite games, Dov. So I've always liked that perks in Fallout were kind of ways to break the game once you've earned certain things, right? Like, hey, if you've got this much perception and this much small arms, High Rock, thank you, High Rock. England, Bretons, not Britons. Well, will be where the Red Guards are from, so it is Daggerfall. That's right. Daggerfall is red guards, right? XP shows me I've seen a lot of speculation in different directions about where it's taking place. A lot of people assuming Hammerfell, but I haven't looked into it enough to know why. Yeah, I thought it was High Rock, but I mean, I haven't been following it very much, so I've been bouncing around too much with it. I think it is also being multiple areas, Uranium Fox. I think we're at a point now in our technology that doing the entire world of Elder Scrolls would, not doing it would be a bit of a disservice, you know? We don't know, Ollie. I don't think it'll ever come out. So, okay. Let me get these categories again. Performance, we're going to judge both games on their performance, both games on their skills, which we just kind of talked about. Magic, which I'm probably going to talk about next. The game's narrative, combat, environment / like setting, the quests of the game, overall just like the side quests, the guild quests, the main quests, everything, which is kind of in the game's narrative, but still. And then presentation. What other categories make sense to judge the game off of? Scaling, yeah, you know, that's not a bad call. Because it is kind of a hallmark of the series. Did you say fun? You know, I didn't say enemy variety, but maybe that I feel like enemy variety might be locked into environment setting or presentation. Bugginess an unmodded game. Well, no, man, we can't say that. It's just a Bethesda game, baby. That's a feature. Maybe one more category. I think having more than 10 categories might make it too big. Mod support, no. They both have great mod support, you know. It's like, I'm not gonna read them throughout the story. I think that kind of plays into the game's narrative category. You know, I honestly, replayability to me, Nature Boy, because of the nature of Oblivion's skill system, I think Oblivion has a better replayability than lore accurate racism. I think Oblivion has a better replayability than Skyrim. Because Skyrim is more fluid in your class selection, right? And I guess by that statement, oh, you know what? Housing is a pertinent claim. Wife sexiness. Oh, that's right. I forgot you can have a fucking wife. I think, honestly, I think Skyrim needs an Oblivion remastered treatment, but I think Morrowind needs it first. Reactivity and build variety, I think, falls into skills. Straight jacket. Faction quests and stories falls into quests and the game narrative. Yo, what up, Kier? Yeah, it's just I'm trying to think of any other categories that I maybe didn't include. I mean, maybe factions deserves its own category, even though it is kind of part of quests, but it is separate too. If it were me, vampirism would be its own category, because I always love playing vampires in these games. Maybe that's a good one is post-launch support. Oblivion's DLCs versus Skyrim's DLCs. Can you get pets in Oblivion like you can get pets in Skyrim? You know, no music, because it's the same guy. It's the same guy, and I feel like the music is pretty much on point with each other. What's up, Project Omega? Yeah, chickens, bees, fish in a pond. Is he still doing the music? What music? Oh, for the game? I'm not sure. Voice acting is a lot of the same actors. Game mechanics might not be a bad one. Level design. Yeah, pet humans and astronauts. Weapons and armor. That's part of presentation, I think. You know, actually that was one thing I thought about was like armor aesthetics, or at least like items. Oh, that's right. That's right. Skyrim, you can have followers. I forgot about that. Didn't I kind of roughly talked about birthstones as something I do like, Ryan Smith. But I think it's like Skyrim's lack of permanence is also something I don't like. I think it takes away from the replayability. Hmm. I think that permanence in video games is more important because it encourages replayability. Rick, are you fucking around? That's what we're talking about. Technically, you could get followers as far as back as Marwyn, but they weren't like ones in Skyrim. Yeah, you couldn't like swap out what they were carrying or what they were carrying in their armor and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, that's the pretense of what's going on here today. We're probably going to play predominantly Oblivion, but we're taking a look at certain things. So to bring the game back up, I don't know any of the console commands because we're going to do some cheating here and have some fun. Cultural impact? Like, you mean cultural impact across the gaming industry? Permanence? Permanence is the act of taking something in a video game without the ability to remove that or respec it or whatever. So in Oblivion, you choose a birth sign and that is permanent. That is the permanent birth sign for your character for that playthrough. In Skyrim, I just walk up to these birth stones and swap my birth sign, technically. You know, like, yeah, Tainted Grail actually Vapor of Blood. I booted up. They sent me. I don't know if you were here yet. Last time Vapor of Blood, they sent me the collector's edition box, and I've got a review key that's coming my way soon, so I can play it ahead of time. It looks really exciting. It starts just like this game does. You know, in my opinion, I think Avowed. We're not talking about anything other than the combat on Avowed. I don't want to get into the bullshit of political stuff. I think Avowed's combat was a positive direction for this style of hack and slash RPG. I was like, damn, this took the Skyrim system and made it just a little bit better. But now having played Oblivion system, which really doesn't do anything, right? The Oblivion's combat system, you just can't do this. And I like it. I like it a lot more. It feels more impactful to break things up into combos. I don't remember the button to, there's a button to look around in PC and I don't remember what any of it is. Sneaking in this game is better. I thought so too, Dakota, but that didn't work. We have a House of Horrors face quality category. Oh, put your weapon away. You can look around. I don't even know I don't even know the button to put my weapon away. There we go. This was so beautiful when it came out, and you remember it so differently in your brain. There's an actual interesting phenomenon when it comes to memories, because our memories, right? We as humans, we reprogram our own memories as they fit our current context of life. But what we've seen now in the last 40 years, because we've played video games, is we actually have the ability to superimpose our modern understanding of graphics onto old video games. So think of Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Polygon tits, right? One of the more famous portrayals of something where we go, God, so realistic. But it's very easy for you to think back what that game looks like and apply the modern graphics to it. It's such a weird, cool thing your brain can do. Yeah, Rolap's like, what are you doing? We have to go on a white run. NBA Street was so fucking good, dude. You know, there's parts of it that I do and I don't like. Like, the map is so much better. I love the map in Skyrim. Is this? I think it's Markarth. Markarth is the city. Yeah, that is just all over like a bunch of waterfalls and a delta, right? And it's a bunch of like pocket things you walk over shit. Morthal was cool. Fucking Dawnstar was just snow. This is like the same location from Fallout. Like every Fallout has like an irradiated wasteland. Windhelm was cool. I just ended up liking Whiterun the most, because it's like fucking the fields of Rohan right here. Falkreath was all right. Solitude was the big old bastion up on the rock, right? Where's Riften? Where's Riften? Oh, found it. Isn't this the one where it's like there's a ton of, maybe I might be thinking of Leowyn, the one in Oblivion. Is this the one where it's got all the Argonians and all the Khajiit? You must. The Khajiit sound so cool because they sound just like Antonio Banderas was basically chosen to do the voice acting, but decided not to do it at the last minute. Talking to me can maybe perhaps chance to get me more of your wares. The Thieves Guild City. Yeah. You know, so Ollie, there's a bit of a thing there, right? Like the game's narrative for Skyrim feels more epic, right? And the Skyrim story is also pivotal to the overarching, like if you don't know the lore, here, for those that don't know the lore, the Dovahkiin, the Khajiit has skooma, the Dovahkiin and thus the Dragonborn. Also command from is TMM1, locks the locations. I don't know how to do it. Is it TMM1? This is my first time actually using the console. The Dovahkiin are connected to the bloodline that rules over TMM1. Got it. Dovahkiin is connected to the bloodline that rules over Cyrodiil, because the bloodline of the Amulet of Kings comes from the Dragonborn. So that's why there's an interplay between the Imperials and the Nords and Skyrim and Cyrodiil. And there hasn't been a Dragonborn in ages because there haven't been dragons in ages. So that's why that's why the Imperials are even here to begin with, and why it plays such a big, important part of everything. Yeah, I think that there's more epic moment. And you know what? Maybe that's a 10th category. Epicness. Because both Oblivion and Skyrim have something that Morrowind and Daggerfall don't really. Warhammer Fantasy Battles or Elder Scrolls? Warhammer Fantasy Battles plays like a board game made lore, and Elder Scrolls plays like the lore of it is like a fantasy narrative lore. So I think there's certain things like Warhammer Fantasy will always have the best portrayal of vampires I've ever seen. Elder Scrolls though has really cool interplay between a bunch of different cultures that live very close proximity to each other and have very fun overlapping things. Well, so that's what I was gonna say, man. I think people have this love for Morrowind. I don't think Morrowind is that great of a game. I think Oblivion is better than Morrowind. I think Daggerfall mechanically is better than almost all of them, but there you go. Drafto just said the whole entire thing right there, but yeah. What are the Warhammer vampires like? Martial. They're very martial. But also, like, what if Vlad Dracula were to lead an army? Well, not Vlad Tepish, but still. So it like that's the von Karsteins, right? They're all very like war happy theater majors. Holy shit! Yeah. Yes. Why do you think Daggerfall is better mechanically in a short sentence? Because a lot of the complexity of every single mechanic in Daggerfall gets watered down from after every subsequent Elder Scrolls release. That's also true, but I'm saying a lot of the systems in Daggerfall I liked more. Yeah, there's always gonna be that 600GX. I think the people that like Morrowind a lot, I don't think they've played Morrowind recently. Morrowind takes place in a fucking swamp. It takes place in a swampy volcanic island. It was really weird. Everything was funky. Like, okay, I'm jumping on this giant flea to go from location to location, which was actually a holdover of a lot of RPGs at the time. I was using set transportation methods. I kind of didn't really marry into Morrowind's story until I met the Dwemer. Then I was like, oh, well, this is kind of fucking cool. It's like that fun, silly movie starred by Luke Evans. Yeah, actually, kind of, yeah. The Luke Evans Dracula Origins is more in line with what Warhammer Fantasy vampires are like. I've heard that, Jay. I've heard that. Warfindel, whatever it's called. Caesar, what's up, man? Oblivion and Skyrim just feel like French countryside in Denmark. Okay, so Dav, I actually just I just started playing. Sorry. I said started playing. I just started replaying Might and Magic 6. Which is one of my favorite Might and Magics. 8, I think, is my favorite. And it was actually a feature that I really miss, was in-game transportation on set days. So you'd go to the stables, and the stables would say, hey, you can only go. I even have it like, yeah, man, I'm giving away Oblivion Remastered, but it sounds like you're only here for the giveaway, and that makes me feel like I'm being used. So I can just kick you from the stream right now if you'd like. Interact, have fun, be a bro. So I don't know if you guys can see this. No, you can't. I put it there. Use me, abuse me. So this shows you, okay, the name of the ship Odyssey on map grid E3, primary itinerary and travel time. It'll go to Mist Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for 3 days. Okay, Caesar, you showed me, dude. Stables, Freehaven Travel West, Silver Cove, Castle Iron Fist, Darkmoor. So it's like you had to either write this stuff down or have a book that showed it to you. And I think this is one big thing I talked about last. It's something I talked about in the last stream. It's why Ultima Online will always be like the pinnacle of gaming for me. And it's why I think modern games need to look back and pull from the old way of making video games. Because I think truly what matters in video games is not the power fantasy of can I go destroy something? Because sure, you can make that happen, even with what I'm about to say. What makes video games fun is the nuance, is the little tiny constant fucking tweaking of nipples, of knobs and pushing of sliders and changing little things and doing little stuff, or remembering recipes, maybe having an easier quality of life that auto imprints it into stuff. So it's like, okay, I need to make a fucking potion. It's why when you play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you sit down to go do alchemy and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? And then 2 minutes, even as you go through the tutorial of KCD2's alchemy, you're like, this is fucking sick. The nuance of deciding what is my, oh, you don't have to call me out, baby. Drapo, if you're new to my streams, me talking about nipples is going to be the bare minimum of your worries, my brother. We're going to talk about cock soon, trust me. But oh, I have to choose my base, and then I've got to put it in this thing, and that's got to boil. Then I've got to grind this, and I have to toss that into there, and then I got to do this and that. Like, there's just so much tedium. I think truly is what makes a good video game good. Balls, cock, ass. You don't need to celebrate it, Frank. I think that the easier a video game is, the more it kind of just shows you what to do, the less you play. And the less you play, the easier it is to shelve it. I think it's why so many video games, it's why so many fucking developers were like, you can't expect us all to be like Baldur's Gate 3. I'm like, I can, because that was the norm. All games were made with that level of complexity at one point. What the hell is hitting me? Dude, look at my guy, man. You know, I used to make characters how I look. Now I make characters how I wish I looked, dude. Everybody in chat say hi to Firebird85. That's my brother. So if you like my avatar, the one that's got the little helmet, he made that. Dude, I found a notepad that I used to have next to my desk when I was younger, and I had so many just random game scrawlings on it. With my left hand. Hey yo, hi yo. But I started this a long time ago. I'm coming back to this point. Epicness. One big thing between between Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, Morrowind's epicness doesn't really kick in till the end, right? Until I'd say 3/4 of the way through the story. Parachute accident. Oh no. You're like, oh shit, you're like a fallen god or whatever you are. I can't remember. Like you're this fart from Felf of Warfendel that must save, you're the chosen one type of thing, right? And you got to go to Vivek, and Vivek's got to fucking scissor you, and we got to do it in the caldera of the mountain. I can't remember, man. I haven't replayed Morrowind since I decided to replay it 2 years after I bought it back when it came out. I've actually almost never played a mage full on in any Elder Scrolls game. Scissor me timber, Xerxes. But Morrowind's epicness takes some time to get online. And when it does, it gets online, right? You're like, oh fuck, oh dude, I gotta go to Mordor right now? Or as Gandalf would say it, Mordor. But then Oblivion's epicness is immediate, right? You do the quest, the Nerevarine, there we go. The reincarnation of an ancient chimera leader. There it is. You're right. It's a stealth archer in the making. Oblivion, you talk to fucking Patrick Stewart. Jean-Luc Picard introduces you to the game. Like, the light must be drawn here, no further. Like, immediate first contact, right? You're like, holy shit. And he's like, he tells you to close shut the jaws of Oblivion. And then you go fucking to a ruined city that has an Oblivion gate coming out of its asshole, and you meet Sean Bean. So the epicness of Oblivion is just, it's dialed up, right? Like it's from the start, as my brother Evan would say, it's Act 3 action from the start. Skyrim borrows that same cadence, right? You immediately jump into Skyrim, you see a fucking dragon, and if you're a fan of the series, it's the first time people have seen dragons in hundreds of years. And you then find out by going through the first fucking set of quests, just like you do in Oblivion, that not only do you see dragons, but you actually are a dragonborn, you have the blood of, and you can speak their fucking language. Both those levels of epicness are insane. But you are going into the literal gates of hell to shut these gates. But it's not really that fun, is it? Like, I mean, like, yeah, you really do front load the epicness. I feel like the tedium of doing Oblivion gates was eventually became an annoyance to me. Oh, fuck. Another Oblivion gate. I'm gonna go into it. Okay, fight this. An Oblivion gate fun wears off quickly, especially if you get unlucky and you get one of the big ass ones and you're like, oh my god, this one's gonna take me 99 minutes minimum. You do get annoyed with the dragons in Skyrim, but they're generally very fun. They're never very long, but you eventually, as you level up,
Modest fellowship expands.
the thank you very much, Katsuran, for subbing up with Prime. I appreciate that, my dude. The aid for broom. Oh my god, I can't imagine. Yeah, the Dremora, Spider Dremora, the Dremora Spider Queens, whatever. Yeah, the Oblivion gates become mazes, whereas the epicness of this game is fighting dragons. And dragons, even if you don't really want to fight them, they're really only like a 5-minute fight, right? Like at most. By the time you're at a point where you're constantly being spammed with dragons, because I remember getting to whatever level I got to and being like, fuck, dude, I just killed a dragon. There's another one here. Spider Dater, thank you. So the epicness of, spoiler alert for Oblivion, the story, you get to watch, I don't know, can I say this? It's a 20-year-old game. Can I say an epic thing about I won't say specifically who, but can I say a thing? There's a duel. For people who know the story, can I say that? I'm not on mute. I'm not on mute. I don't listen. There's a duel between two gods in Oblivion. That's pretty fucking cool. That's all I'll say. I guess, I mean, I kind of talked that up way too much. I haven't seen it on the remaster either. Yeah, Sean Bean and Captain Picard duel at the end of Oblivion, but they're both in Gundams. And they, for some reason, just they get Japanese voice acted. Yeah, and they have lightsabers. And one of them's using the Wing Zero suit. And it's fucking taking over his mind. Hot take, but I love the maze-like dungeons of Oblivion games. I like the maze-like dungeons. And, I mean, so what the trade-off here, right, is we don't get Alien Ruins anymore, we get the Barrows. And the Barrows, you know, it's like... that every cave is a horseshoe. Well, that's another thing, too. I don't like a lot of the dungeons in Skyrim. I like more of the dungeons in Oblivion. They feel like they've got a lot more character. Rodrigo. Like, I feel like almost everything in Skyrim felt too the same. Where it was like, I would go into a dungeon and it was a ruined fort. Oh, there's a necromancer's location and something like that. Skyrim door is a big time saver though. What is that, BFig? Does that remove the loading between locations? I will say though, I loved doing the Dragon Priest quest was one of my favorite, like, large scale persistent quests of Skyrim. Skyrim doors. So is that a mod, or are we saying that's a feature of Skyrim wherein the end of the dungeon has something that brings you back to the beginning of the dungeon? Level design. Okay. You're right. I just couldn't remember if that was something I downloaded from a mod. It's like I thought dummies were in Oblivion. Oh no, I had modded that. I do like the factions a lot better in Skyrim. Interesting, Versace. So why? Yeah, I used to use mods. It's why I don't use them anymore, because I used to use so many Skyrim and Oblivion mods that I broke my games, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I found that I would play the game, then just get, oh, I found a new mod. I play the game, I found a new mod. Ugh, it was too much, man. That's an interesting take, Versace. You think the factions in Skyrim, you like them better. Is there a specific faction you like more? Like the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion is one of my favorite factions in any video game I've ever played. The game. Evan, have you played Oblivion? I know you've played some of it. I don't know if you've beat it because you said I don't want spoilers. Yeah, vampires, for example. Okay, have you done the Dark Brotherhood before? You did Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. Okay. The Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion is better than the one in Skyrim. And try not to spoil it for anyone in chat who's not played it. The second or third quest is incredible, is all I will tell you. That quest is one of the best single side quests I've ever played in a game too. I think it's called And Then There Were None. The Brotherhood questline in Oblivion was actually peak. The ending was good. I'm sorry, but I meant like Oblivion faction's better. The Thieves Guild. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're fine. That's what I was like. Oh shit, I want to know why you think Skyrim factions are better. I wasn't anything wrong with it. Shivering Isles was really good. Who done it? That's it. Is it the 7th quest? Dude, fuck. Go play the Dark Brotherhood, Evan. You'll love it. So vampirism, as I've talked, I have a video I want to do strictly on the vampirism in Oblivion, Dark Brotherhood, and Thieves Guild Remastered. 100%. 100%. It's so good. It is so fucking good. Vampirism in Daggerfall. You get bit by a vampire, and the geographic location of where you get bit determines which house you become part of. That house then gives you benefits based off of... I actually do like the Nocturnal quest because I like the armor for the Thieves Guild. That depends on the items the benefits to your character you get are dependent upon the house that you are in Daggerfall. Now, so you don't get to choose, but you can kind of choose by saying, okay, I want to get bit by a vampire over here. When you play when you play Morrowind specifically, you get bit by a vampire, you become a vampire, you then join one of the 3 warring vampire houses, then that are allied either as a stealth character. They're basically chosen either combat, stealth, or magic. And that's how the 3 vampire bloodlines are broken up. So you go into one of those, did I not say thank you? Lewin, thank you so much, man. I just saw that. Sorry about that, dude. Just subbed up for 1 month at tier 1. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, if you are watching on YouTube, do make the switch to Twitch. It does really help me out a lot. And if you have a Prime Sub United used, use it on me because it's my motherfucking full-time job. Beef Panda, I always notice you, baby. Laywell, thank you so much again. Thank you, thank you. I get riffing. I'm all spracked out on caffeine. I miss... did I get Katzurin's sub? Thank you so much. I don't think... Map. Go back to the map. So again, Morrowind, you join one of the 3 houses, you get stat bonuses, and you get items that correspond to that style of play. And then you do the quest line for that house to fight the other 2 houses, which is fucking sick. Oblivion... There's very few locations to get actual vampirism, but vampirism, it's been improved in the remaster. Your character doesn't look stupid. To get all the benefits of vampirism, you have to not feed over a certain amount of time, but it made you look terrible. It doesn't do that anymore, and the characters look better. Vampires look better. Morrowind vampires look really cool. But you get all your benefits. They're not that great. They're like, oh, the sun hurts you. Vampires in ESO are really good. Vampires in Skyrim are really boring. They decided to go with this weird elder vampire thing and make you turn into this fucking stupid looking creature with like little like bony wings. Oh man, it looks so bad. And it gives you a specific vampire skill tree. It was arguably the most complex of all the games, but in the complexity, it was flat. It didn't feel unique and cool, whereas the vampires had houses you can jump into, and the houses are warring, and the houses are allied with a specific play style. And damn. It did not take off for me in Skyrim the way it did in Oblivion, the way it did in Morrowind. Yes, 100% Rory, that's very true. Before the DLC, you just got vampirism the way you always did, and it was truly shit in Skyrim. It was truly shit. I think it was actually 100% negative things, from what I remember. They didn't need to make vampire lords be a creature. Yes, I see Blood of the Dawnwalker, and I cannot fucking wait, Uranium. Yes, ESO, like almost every build on ESO for the longest time was like, go be a vampire, go be a vampire, go make yourself a vampire. I mean, the best part about the vampire DLC for Skyrim is the werewolves. Yeah, Beef Panda, that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. Is there's the lack of permanence in Skyrim makes for watered down mechanics in my mind. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say, Board Panda. It's more like Underworld. You feel like you're the vampire in Underworld Evolution, which I didn't really like. Rona Mitra though, and the Underworld prequel. Ooh, Kate Beckinsale. Oh, oof. I'm gonna take a cold shower. You can make people. You can have a thrall in the DLC, I think. And that's the problem. Right? The base vampire is ass. You had really cool vampires in werewolves in Morrowind. I agree, Dov. I didn't like that the werewolf tree was attached to the Fighters Guild. What was the vampire tree attached to? It was attached to another guild, I thought. No, it's Lowell, and that's the problem. You couldn't go in the sun in Morrowind or Oblivion, but you got very strong. Well, you got really strong in Morrowind. Lord Hakon's quest. Okay. I thought I had another. I thought it was report. I thought it was also played into something else. No. Terrell, I was saying the best thing about that DLC is not the vampires, it's the werewolves. The werewolves are fucking great in Skyrim. No problem with the werewolves in Skyrim. They're the best iteration of werewolves in Elder Scrolls. To be fair, the only other iteration was in the Morrowind DLC, Blood Moon. Guys, we have not played the game at all, which is fine. I'm trying to talk this through so we can go through stuff. Does anyone know the ability, the console code to add spells? Because I do want to talk about magic. Blood Moon was fucking sick.
An earnest disciple.
Parson, thanks for following. I got tired of enemy variety in Skyrim. You've got bandits, Breton bandits, and Draugr bandits, reskinned goblins and robots. No more Daedra or ghosts or anything. I agree with that, Void Spark. I think in general, the variety of stuff you encounter in Skyrim is less, but has more scales. Can someone give me just a fireball spell? Just a basic thing. Player.add spell. And then is it pound or is it then just the actual number? A little bit like that. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Flames not added? Why? Maybe I already have it. Okay. So you also have this. So left click, then right click to dual cast, right? You have dual casting in Skyrim. So pivoting to magic. I like some of the mechanical steps they took in Skyrim to try to make magic feel a little bit cooler. Yeah, destruction is cooler in dual casting being awesome for Skyrim. Or you can use, can someone give me the thing for give me a ward. Maybe I already have a ward. Well, that's what I was going to get to, Dov. Just give me the basic ward spell. Zero 13018. Lesser ward. Okay. So, well, in this case, Kier, it's not too cool. But if I were to cast like a big spell, you can like charge it and then supercharge it. It's kind of cool. So this was cool though. You could do that. Okay, I know. So it's like you're using your ward as basically a shield. So if you want to be a spell blade, I don't need to have a shield in that hand. I can actually just use my restoration to act as my shield, which was kind of cool. So this was kind of like a nifty principle, right? To do something like that. I always thought that was kind of a cool thing, but you know, it's like when you play a game and you stop and then you go play another one and you stop and go play another one again. Let's do that one. Player dot set AB magic 750. Nice, cool. We do this, right? That's fucking cool. Can you, boyfriend, because I'm full screen, it fucks my shit up to go back and forth. Can you give me a fireball, one that I actually have to like shoot, so I can show how dual casting something like that looks? Firebolt. Okay, there we go. That should be fine. So you can do this, or do this, or do this. So you can kind of supercharge it and make it do more damage, cost more mana, of course. So that was a cool concept. But then I jumped back into Oblivion for Oblivion Remastered, and I forgot that you could just fucking have a spell active and, just like Dov said, use your greatsword. Zero 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 A97E8. Not found for parameter spell item. It's not there. But I could use a greatsword. I could use a sword and shield, and then still cast a spell. So I think Magic has a cooler system overall for Skyrim, but I think the actual application for Oblivion is better. Well, and that's another thing too. Oblivion and Skyrim. So Skyrim gets rid of mysticism, right? There's no mysticism tree. But conversely, all the other magic things. I'll add a modifier for you. E7. Done. All the other magic abilities are a little more succinct, or they make a little bit more sense. Conjuration doesn't have turn undead anymore. It's in restoration. Restoration now has both absorb and resistance, absorb, and shield. I'm sorry, no, shield. Alteration has those. Alteration has those. Before it was different, right? So all the mysticism spells have been pushed into this, and all of like illusion only does fear, calm, and visibility. That's it. So that's something that's also been changed. These are more specialized spell schools that make more sense, right? Having turn undead in conjuration never made sense to me. Well, I think that with Frenzy too as well is an illusion now. Basically all those mood things. Calm, frenzy, rally, all that crap. Also, alchemy is now a this is a stealth skill. Enchanting is a magic skill. Huh. 1, 2, 5, 6. Interesting. So there are less skills in this game. There's 7 of each. There's 21. This is 6, 6, and 5. So you are at 17 skills, right? To be fair, mercantile and speech are put together. Pickpocket and lock picking are put into 2 separate ones, not just security. Blade and blunt are broken. They're gone, and now it's one-handed and two-handed. Blacksmithing is added. Enchanting is added. We lose mysticism and acrobatics and athletics. Yeah, we lose acrobatics and athletics. But is it a stealth skill, Nature Boy, you know? I think pickpocket was just in security. Oh, you're right. You're right. Right. It was in sneak. You are right. I like that you can't super break Oblivion with alchemy and enchanting. Zareth. Yes, you can. You can't break it quite like this, maybe, because of the constraints of the 0 to 100 system. Yeah, armorer became blacksmith. And good call there, Richard Cummings. But yeah, I think the magic system overall in Skyrim is stronger. I think it's a stronger system because every single school is specialized and they're fun. They make more sense. But I think the application, yeah, you can break Oblivion with just restoration. Totally true. I think the application of the magic in Oblivion is way more enjoyable because I'm not feeling limited. If dual wielding were in Oblivion, you could dual wield and still cast spells. You can use a greatsword and cast spells. You can be a marksman and cast spells. Like you don't have to sacrifice one for the other, which is what I appreciate in Oblivion over Skyrim. The system, again, don't get me wrong, this is great, this is fun, but I think that it's like, why would I want to do that? A wall of flames. Spells don't scale even though enemies do. Which one? Yeah, dude, Big Blue Panzer just fucking made the best representation that I should have said this entire time. They categorize the skills better in Skyrim, but dumbed them down. And that's what we were talking about. Like the skill trees are cool, but I'd rather have the more pivotal jumps of the skill perk system. And so Void Spark said this earlier. And I don't know if I actually got this statement out. Skyrim has a ton of different. Skyrim has less monster variety, but more monster scaling. So you have a bandit to a bandit like thug to a bandit lord to a bandit blah 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 blah, a troll to a savage troll to a fucking mutated troll, whatever it is. But there's really not that much variety. You've got the Falmer, then the Falmer, then the blah 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 blah. In Oblivion, you've got bandits, you've got necromancers, you've got conjurers, you've got ghosts, you've got vampires, you have got Dremora, you've got Daedra. Well, not really, right? But kind of. You've got all the wildlife. There's a lot of different. Look at all the dragon types you have. Yeah, you're right. Dragon and dragon and dragon and dragon. You have a lot of the same goblins. There's goblins in Skyrim at least. But will-o'-the-wisps. Yep. I don't think there are will-o'-wisps at all in Skyrim, right? Liches and ghosts. Yep. Does Oblivion have Nazim? I don't remember. I think I also like Cyrodiil more. I like the landscape of Cyrodiil more than I like the landscape of Skyrim. So, so we've talked about performance. We've talked about skills. We get ice wraiths and wisps that are tied to wisp mothers, okay? We talked about skills, we talked about magic. We didn't really talk about the game's narrative, so I guess let's do that right now. We talked loosely about it. Companions in Skyrim. Companions, true. I should maybe have a... You know, quests might be for companions too. Presentation. Epicness. I don't know where I'd put that in. I don't know if I want to give it its own category because we can't compare Skyrim. We can't compare Skyrim and Oblivion companions because they're just not there. Fuck that guy. But I'll put quests with companions. But game's narrative here. Riding Oblivion, seeing a Minotaur was... Yeah, well, that was going to say... Actually, yeah, there's fucking Minotaurs in Oblivion. That's sick. Oh, my leg tight as shit. Oh. You still have what's his name? And when it dawned in fire. Who's that actor? There are executions in... No, not in Oblivion. No executions. Max von Sydow, thank you. The trailer for Skyrim is still one of my favorite trailers, and it always gets me fucking tingles and hard nipples. You know, I think it's because... So Versace Hibachi is such a fucking good name. The rolling fjords and stuff like that, and like the grasslands and such is really cool. We should have acted. You got nothing. It's a fire. Jesus Christ. I hate this game. Their defeat merely a delay. Like the rolling fjords and all that, and then like the grasslands of Rohan. Cool, they're cool, but I think I like the visual diversity of Cyrodiil because I get all of it. And running around the donut of the Imperial fucking city and doing all those little things was just so cool. Diplomacy, that's the other one, not mercantile. I don't remember what the... Ooh, okay, you know what a good one would be? Mini games. Comparing... I think that falls into presentation. C-Mage. I don't know the button to fucking... What's to sheathe my hands? There are. Oh. You know, I'm gonna say performance and optimization. Because yes, while Unreal 5 is not optimized, so the performance suffers, this game is not optimized for modern machines, period. So it's actually a pain in the ass to fucking play this game. You cannot just use a fucking... You gotta use a controller.
Can I help you?
Papa says it's
Ain't every day we get visitors in Riverwood.
Alvar and we got a daughter. My girl likes to work the forge with her
My
papa.
father is Alvor, the blacksmith. I'm his assistant. I mean apprentice.
Well, so I kind of agree and disagree, 600, because if you go, you have snow-capped mountains, you have like lush plains, you have mountainous area, you have a swamp area, and then you have a beach. That's Cyrodiil. Here, you kind of have, here, you've got, remove it, Jesus Christ. Here, you've got really snow-covered cap mountains. You've got like a little islet river inset here. Then you've got like a marshy, snowy location. You've got the fields of Rohan right here, basically, and then you've got like more snowy cap mountains, but with like rivers. So the visual diversity for me is a lot of the same beat. Macho Man, yes, I've not used it there, but I've seen it. But yeah, for optimization, it's like, again, this is just not optimized for modern displays. You can't go above 60 frames per second. Try using your fucking mouse for this game. It's fucking impossible. Could can I say, Shred Edge, Frank, I don't want it to have another parry system. Well, that's what I was going to say, C-Mage Joe. You swap... I wasn't going to say it. I said it earlier. You swap Iliad Ruins for Barrows. And I guess the Dwemer ones, right? The Dwemer compounds. No, that's not the Dwemer. That's the Orc one. Where's the Dwemer compounds? These right there. And I like Iliad Ruins. I thought the Iliad Ruins were super fucking cool, unique and scary and dark. Is it going to be fucking necromancers in here? Is it going to be conjurers? Is it going to be undead? Is it going to be bandits? Is it going to be just like refugees? There's a lot of cool things from about it. But I think this topography, you travel way higher in Skyrim. You can constantly go up and down very large mountains, finding things in crevices, which I actually don't like 600GX because of the jank of vertical traversal in older video games. You can just kind of look at one and just keep pressing jump and you'll scale it. Really see, it's so funny how, like, yeah, you know, Iliad Ruins and Barrows and Dwemer stuff is all kind of the same. Dwemer stuff I think was a little bit cooler, right? Because it's more like an underground city. Yeah, I'm going to Skyrim this mountain real quick. But I actually like Elder Scrolls 6, you should be able to choose. If you go block, then you're going to hard block things. And I think what would be cool for Elder Scrolls 6 is doing perfect blocks. Like if you block it perfectly, then maybe you stagger them more. But I don't want, we don't need to have every game have perfect parries like a Soulsborne. I think perfect parries are great, but I think they need to fit into the games that have the pacing to fit them. And this game doesn't really fit a perfect parry system. If you want to put perfect parries into dual wielding, that's cool, I think. Like, but I think that it shouldn't work the way it does where, oh, they're stunned. If you've ever done sword combat, parrying someone means you have to, it just gives you a beat of an opening. And it doesn't stagger someone. It just completely nullifies the direction or swing of their blade, allowing you to use their true edge against them so that you can come back around and do something quickly. So that's kind of why, like, I would like to see something that is less of a Souls parry system and more of like a cool, I want fluid combat. So if I'm using two weapons and someone goes to attack me and I time my block perfectly, then it brings their blade around, like it just like deflects their blade quickly. So I have, basically I get like an iframe to attack again faster. True, K-Pope. I don't know, the muskets or blisses, no thank you. See, Versace, that's 6, I think, is taking so long because I think they're building out a new engine. I think that's what they've realized is like, listen, we've reached the limit of our engine. Starfield didn't go well. And I think they knew it. I think Starfield was just a cash cow to give them money to make 6 have a new and better engine. Have you played Oblivion Remastered yet, Frank, though? Yet? Yeah, the Shield Bastion Oblivion is nice. I don't know. I from what I saw, Veilguards looked a little too arcadey. And I think that I think what you need, I think what this game needs, every Elder Scrolls, every Bethesda game has this problem. There is no weight to your actions. Is anyone in chat? There's 110 of you here. Has anyone in chat actually swung a real sword? No, you're fine. I was asking, do you like Oblivion Remastered's combat compared to Skyrim? Which that's a question. Okay, so we have 3 people who have 4 people, 5 people, 6 people who have fought with swords. So I'm certified with a broadsword and I'm certified with a rapier. Both of those weapons have an entirely different way of using them. And there's a weight to them, right? When you commit a swing, coming from a 3 into a 4 with a broadsword, or a longsword for that matter. Well, a broadsword's different than a longsword, but still, I used a hand and a half. There's a commitment to it, and with that commitment comes weight. There's no commitment to any of these swings. Skyrim tries to do it. Like this is like if I were to put the weapons back on and swing, it kind of has a weight to it, but it's more of locking you into an animation. And I think that inertia is 100% what I was going to get to. If there's inertia in your swings, if you feel like, so that's a thing, boyfriend. In a game, you want attack canceling. I feel like you want attack canceling if there's legit inertia in your swings. I'm sorry, you want attack canceling if there's not legit inertia. When there's legit inertia, it's like, kind of like For Honor, yes. You feel the swings carrying you this direction, like shit, I'm exposed. This was a misstep on my part. I did the wrong thing. I didn't play chess right here. when you play Soulsborne, there's inertia, but you're also, oh shit, that thing has an attack choreography like this. You're not looking for openings in Soulsborne. You're trying to recognize patterns and then hit into a pattern through perceived opening, not trying to find openings in someone's guard, in someone's attack. And I think that if Elder Scrolls 6 had a similar system, then we would be okay with legit parrying, which is not, if I have two swords, it's not just like, I go like this and I can parry. You cannot parry with two swords crossed together. I'm sorry, block. Like someone could just simply strike really fucking hard and the blades will go down and hit you. You know, like you could maybe parry them or absolutely, actually a mongoose. Happy to help out, man. You could riposte easier, or if you're using a rapier, you can glissade, which is fucking sick if you don't know what that is. So basically, if you're blocking to your left with a rapier, and someone's sword comes at you from the left, a glissade takes your true edge, which is the blade facing the enemy, down the length of their weapon, and you flick your wrist around and go like that, and it disarms someone, unless they're holding onto it better. It's one of the coolest things. It's a very like cinematic move. I have not. But again, using a broadsword and then switching over to a rapier, broadsword you have to carry the momentum with your hips and your shoulders. With a rapier, it's all on your wrist, and it's more using your weight in directions or using the length of the weapon to do it. So I think it's like you can't really get 100% down to that nuance, but we have such crazy tech now in video games that you get some pretty cool shit going. I don't even know where I was going with all this. There was a point that I was going to make that was going to bring it back around, but I'm fucked now, dude. I'm spracked out on caffeine. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I would like to see pole arms. That'd be cool. I think you can do the feeling of weight through animation if animation gives you direct visual feedback. What are you doing? Taking care of something ugly. If you have direct visual feedback of that inertia, your brain doesn't go as like, oh, I want to animation cancel. I get animation cancel anxiety when my character's not really like, there's lags in between animations. Monster Hunter had a good feeling of weight, but it also had too much pausiness in its animations. I felt like I was watching individual animations versus the flow of like combat. Like my character's gonna go like this, and then like this, and then like this, versus like, oh, I'm going like these things fluidly. Like they'd move and then pause and then move and then pause and then move and then pause, versus I'm having a big swing and it's coming around and it hits and then I gotta bring it back around and I'm doing it again. But yeah, I want to frame cancel when I'm going through stuff that stops. Like you can't really attack cancel in Monster Hunter. So if you go around and you do the big thing and you stop, you can't attack cancel. Your character has to come back to zero. And I fucking hate that. Two Worlds weapon swinging had beautiful. Did I play Two Worlds? Is Two Worlds? Which one's Two Worlds? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So this was the one we were talking about, I think, the other day. Vapor Blood. Yeah, I actually really liked Two Worlds a lot. Warhammer Old World fighting game with Civ 2 fighting style would Old world game with Shift 2 fighting style would be orgasmic. I think I like Mordhau more. Yeah, I agree. Either one would be really fun. It's like multiplayer world. Let me bring this back down. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm bigger. I like Mordhau more. I guess then on that notion, we can talk about combat. So when we compare, and we're not comparing Oblivion, we're specifically comparing Oblivion Remastered. So consider those things. Dual wielding is great. So we need to make that like concession right away. Skyrim having dual wielding is such a fun, cool thing. Like it's cool to do that, right? But I think that the 3-block combat system, I'm sorry, the 3-4, the combo system basically of Oblivion Remastered is a better combat system for this style of game, period. I gotta look at it. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I hate using two-handed weapons in this game. To be fair, two-handed weapons in the Elder Scrolls games are like never as rewarding as using a one-handed weapon because there's just so many. You just end up using so many cool Daedric artifacts. Weapon item weight in Oblivion is way too high. Period. Darkness. It's so fucking rough. I forgot about how fucking rough it was. Other things for combat that I didn't talk about. Again, this is the combat, right? That's it. It's just left click. Agreed, Chris. Thank you, Salty. Appreciate that, my dude. Yeah, that is all Bethesda for you're damn right, 600 GX. But I think even Oblivion Remastered's ability to just simply do melee and combos, it broke up the monotony of just left clicking. Because left clicking, you're like, how fast can I left click? How fast can I left click? But the combo system of, I believe the third swing in the combo for Oblivion Remastered does more damage. You had such a weird classes in ESO at the start. A Dragon Guard or Drake Guard or whatever the fuck. And then a Paladin. You're like, well, what's the difference? Sometimes I think about going back to ESO. It's a very passive game. Okay, so that's combat. We did games narrative. And we kind of went on games narrative. Let's talk about games narrative again real quick. I think Casey KCD2 style of different aim points and master striking and stuff like that is really like a really good way to go with Elder Scrolls 6. But I think that you have to do I think you also have to consider doing a little bit of power fantasy. I think there needs to be a little bit of like a, oh cool, well I'm in a fucking magic and shit game. I don't want to worry about like super accurate weapons fighting. So I think you have to have kind of a bit of a trade-off. But I think like just like 4 directions, kind of like we have in For Honor, is a good approach, where you go left, right, up, down. So again, so game's narrative. Which game's narrative, the narrative of the main story quest, do you guys like more? Skyrim or Oblivion? And I think that I like Oblivion's more because it feels like it doesn't. You get to a certain point, and honestly, someone said it earlier. Thane of Whiterun, after that point, Skyrim just kind of goes, okay, then go kill Alduin, you know? You follow this beat after beat of boom, bam, this is fucking crazy, this is cool. Oh shit, I can speak to goddamn dragons. Oh shit, I go up here to the mouth of the mountain. What the fuck's this place called? What is this? Mouth of the world? Mouth of Mother Nature? Throw of the world. You go to the Throw of the World, and I talk to that motherfucker. He teaches me things. Then I talk to this old ass dragon who's like, yo, this is what you do. You're like, oh fuck, I learned from a dragon. And then you go do the Thane of Whiterun, and the Thane of Whiterun's overrun. You do the Whiterun thing, and the Thane gets overrun, and you don't you become the Thane of Whiterun? Or can't you choose? I can't remember. Like this whole fight here in Dragon's Reach is really sick. And then after that, you're just like, okay, so now just go kill more dragons until you've acquired points to go learn the next thing. And that next thing gets you another dragon ability. And then, that's right. Okay, I couldn't remember Nature Boy. I thought you could. And then you eventually go kill Alduin, you know? It's not as cool. But the Civil War is a big portion here, right? It's not the Almeri Dominion. Thalmor? What the fuck's the name of these guys over here? Are they right over here? Agreed. Actually, Among Us. Who's the Almeri Dominion? What the fuck am I doing with that? Absolutely, Darian. Just keep me in the background, man. We're just kind of talking about the merits between Oblivion Remastered and Skyrim, and that's the video I'm making. Ruling Cabal that controls the Almeri. That's it. Can you tell that I played all these fucking games? It just kind of gets so womped up together. Embassy outside the capital. That's right. Isn't Solitude the capital? Or isn't the capital over here? This is the capital, right? Windhelm? Oh god. Yeah, I do like this map more than Oblivion's. Solitude is the capital. Okay, that's right then. You like that, dude? Come watch these hands, baby. Also true, right, Nature Boy? Because isn't it between Solitude and Windhelm? Because those are the 2 locations you're basically choosing. Like, this is where the Nords are. That's where the Imperials are. But yeah, they are the game's narrative, the main story's quest is more interesting in Oblivion. Arguably, the non-main story quest of the Civil War, which does play a part of the main quest, but not really a pivotal part. Well, it is part of it, but you can completely gloss over it if you want. It's one-sided. You never truly have a choice. You can roleplay like you have choice, but gameplay is not really there. No, I have not Vapor for Blood. I don't... How much choice do we have in Oblivion? If I remember correctly, it is choosing to not kill Parthenax. I think Parthenax is the guy, the throw of the world, for those wondering. I forgot that this had like a huge, steep, like... This is like in its own little location away. I know, Roy. I've unlocked them all so I can travel to them. I'm going to use it for the video. Yeah, the blades don't... It's like the first Elder Scrolls game where the blades aren't really central part to the main story. Because blades are huge in Morrowind, they're huge in Oblivion, you know? Yeah, definitely, man. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. The blades are... when you go to the one location, though, here in Skyrim, they're there. Because the blades are... Max von Sydow, whatever, is a fucking blade. Yeah, there's two. You can get the Akaviri armor there. It's that one. It's got the mural from the trailer. Where is it? Skyhaven Temple. That's it. That's it. And isn't it over here somewhere? Just north of your cursor. I think you said that one was over here. Funny, because you guys were saying it after I've like already... Northwest. Trident under the ram. There it is. There it is. Hag Rock Redoubt? No, isn't it the Sky Ruler Temple or something? Oh, Skyhaven Temple right there. Because I knew it was over near Markarth. The murals were the coolest part of that place. Okay, so game narrative we talked about. We talked about combat, environment and setting. We've kind of bounced around this subject matter. But just to quickly rehash it, let's go over here. I find that the demographic, the regions of this game are just not as diverse feeling. It's fucking fog everywhere, man.
Need something?
Don't. Good lord. Look at this fucking guy, though.
Tools, wares, and weapons, all for sale at fair prices.
Like, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. This isn't like ugly. I'm like, oh my god, I can't play like this. But like, they've got this location. No mods. Because we're deliberately trying to show the game no mods. We're comparing it no mod to no mod. I mean, Windhelm is a really cool location. The Palace of the Kings is fucking awesome looking, right? Winterhold is just fucking white. It's just white. The College of Winterhold is cool inside of it. But and Dawnstar is just a ruined fucking fishing village. Solitude is cool. Solitude is very Game of Thronesy, you know what I mean? Markarth is one of my favorite cities. Can't remember Falkreath too well, though. Let's go to Falkreath. Yeah, you know. Yeah, Morthal can go to hell. I hate swamps. Like, why is this? Is the game always this fucking foggy? I don't remember having this so fucking foggy. What is that? Okay, thank you. We'll go to Markarth. Oh. Force it, okay. And this is clearer, but it's just not clear. Like, okay, it's... I mean, seeing the Northern Lights is pretty cool. You can get a mod that makes the moon actually glow, which is fucking cool too. Markarth though is really cool.
A bit of jewelry for your journey home.
Like, this is a really cool city. Whoa! I remember that quest. Dude, just get fucking thunderfucked.
Caught a case of rock joint once. Poor fella, thanks to your fixed
I spent a lot of time in Markarth. I was right by the fucking city entrance. I ran away from it. But I mean, look at this. This location's really sick. I like this location a lot. Visually, it's not that much different color palette wise, though. Have you not seen the Dwemer in Skyrim? I think you're correct. Just can't remember. The game just, I mean, the game still looks beautiful, right? This game, for as old as it is, it looks gorgeous, right? There's Dwemer in Skyrim? Yeah. Well, not like Dwemer, but still. Alright, Beef Panda. Alright, Beef Panda. There's Dwemer Ruins with Dwemer Automatons. The Falmer are... aren't they related to the Snow Elves in some way, shape, or form? Oh yeah, that you have to go to... For that you're gonna have to go to... Oh, 100% Vapor, 100%. I thought that was a fucking dragon. I'm like, they put feathers on the dragons. Solitude had the more like expensive house, right? The most expensive house.
If you need potions, head over to Angeline's Aromatics.
Don't. Leave me alone. Forgot about the seals. But yeah, I mean, like you can see, like this game still is, it's stunning. But it's also visually a one note to me, personally. So that is our environment and setting. We're gonna have to boot up Oblivion Remastered, I think, soon. Quests and companions. Companions, obviously, Skyrim's got the better companions because it has a companion system. So, actually, let me go through these really quick again, just from top to bottom, because we've talked so much about them. Performance and optimization. I think Oblivion wins, even though Oblivion has worse game performance because of UE5. But the optimization issues of Skyrim, the locking of FPS, the requirement on mods to actually get the game to perform on a modern system are cumbersome to a user that is going to be a little bit more afraid or timid with mods. So I think Oblivion wins there. Skills, I still think Oblivion wins in that. I think magic, I think Oblivion wins. Game's narrative, we already said Oblivion wins. Combat, I think yeah, combat's complicated because I think this is a tie. I think for all the cool things that Skyrim has, it's still just tapping left click. For the if they redid Skyrim to have the combo systems of Oblivion Remastered, the combat here would be better. Why range damage is separate? Right, I think I totally agree. Remaster has better magic, but Skyrim has better melee. Maybe I don't really fully agree with that, but I think close to. Are we saying is because you're saying the Skyrim Stealth Archer is better than the Oblivion Stealth Archer? Sure, but I think that Stealth Archer is a Bethesda thing, and I actually hate that it's a fucking thing. every single, oh, sweet puppy, every single, you almost always become a fucking stealth archer. You're either a stealth archer in this, or you're a sniper in Fallout, dude. And I think it just, oh, we're getting there, Ben C. Don't you worry about it, baby. Don't you fucking worry about it. I just mean on a bigger level, on like a bigger arena dropo. I guess magic could tie in. I could put enchanting in. Well, no, I think enchanting. I think that maybe is in mini games. Well, let me go through this list. Combat we'll say is a tie. I think Oblivion wins Oblivion environment and setting, but I think that's purely. I always like to play like melee characters in these games too. I think. Oh shit. I agree that it's like environment and setting seems to be very objective, not subjective, right? All the way around, right? Fuck. Quests and companions. I think there's a lot of very interesting quests in Oblivion. I like the faction system in Oblivion more, but do we think the fact that you get actual companions in Skyrim and maybe this is actually a detractor. I know you can become a Thane of every single city. I know you can become the not only just the leader of factions in Skyrim, you become the mystical thing that the faction has about them, right? You become the Night Song or whatever the fuck it is, Nightwing, Darkwing Duck in the Thieves Guild. You become the Dark Pariah or whatever in both Dark Brotherhoods. Honestly, I think Nightingale, thank you. I think Oblivion's Dark Brotherhood is way better than Skyrim's Dark Brotherhood. Because Skyrim's Dark Brotherhood mentions what you become in Oblivion's Dark Brotherhood. Darkwing Duck. So, are we saying the quests are better in Skyrim or better in Oblivion? Oh yeah, for sure. Magic is hands down better in Oblivion. So we're saying Oblivion, okay. That's also including factions. Maybe that's not fair. Maybe I say factions are their own category. I think the problem too with Skyrim is, like I said, they don't feel like they have the weight. Because Oblivion doesn't even combat the weight. Yeah, but the darkness, that still gives me... If I were to put magic system and magic casting into one category, I think the magic system in Skyrim is better. Because the schools are streamlined. They make more sense. They're not all over the place. And we don't have mysticism. But casting in Oblivion is better because you can cast with weapons on. Well, main quest I have as part of the game narrative, Rory. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, right? Like, so I think the problem with Skyrim is that the quest rewards don't match the weight for what they are. Whereas Oblivion doesn't even get that. So you complete your city-specific quest. You're now a friend of Skingrad. And so here's Chillrend, or here's the shield of Coral. Here's something that is iconic of the city. Skyrim, you just become the Thane of every single city. You know, it's like... Maybe make it mutual exclusive, or you can only have one, you know? That's what I mean by permanence a little bit ago, right? Permanence can also mean like there's just no stakes. It's like when you watch a Marvel movie now, there's no stakes. You know everyone's going to fucking pull out because everyone already died in Marvel Infinity War. Do they have better side quests, Rory? I think I couldn't tell you a Skyrim side quest that I can really recall as being really good. And that's why, Frank, I'm saying that Skyrim's replayability is lower than Oblivion's. But maybe a better way to frame that too, is Skyrim's singular playthrough is a longer experience than Oblivion's. No, I can't. I refuse to boot up Morrowind. Critical, really critical. Interesting. I guess for me, I liked that about Cyrodiil over Skyrim. Chris, I think you missed our conversation about vampires, unfortunately. I went to a whole thing about it. Oh, that one was pretty cool. Which one do you guys like more? The Daedric quests or the Daedric artifacts in Oblivion or in Skyrim? I think I like the Oblivion ones more because they were more puzzly or interesting or cool. And they brought you all over the place. No, you're fine, Chris. Don't worry about it. I liked the ones from Morrowind. They were pretty hard to find too, which was pretty cool. You know, getting Daedric artifacts in the latter two games after Morrowind was very much like, oh, just go find them. Go find the shrine, you talk to the guy, they give you the quest. In Morrowind, they were fucking hidden. Yeah, I agree with you there, Drafo. Straight Jacket, I mean, I think that's a cool idea with consequences to guilds. Going through the Dark Brotherhood makes you an outcast of the Thieves Guild, for instance. But I also don't like that. No games had that. To the framing of the balloon, because I will always remember the invisible town, even if the quest is just trying to find the guy and talking to him. Yeah. The Augment Infinium sucks though in Skyrim versus Oblivion. I liked Oblivion's more. Okay, so then we're saying quest goes to Oblivion. Presentation. Now, what I mean by presentation is kind of UI, but also UX related. So when I say UX, user experience. So, I don't like the constant pop-ups of Skyrim. Wump. One-handed increase. Wump. You've discovered Markarth. Wump. One-handed increase. Wump. It's just constant, and it becomes a blueprint. It becomes a blueprint throughout the rest of Bethesda games, and I don't like it. Yeah, wump. I hate it. I don't like navigating this side-scrolling thing. When I first did it, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. But when this starts to become the ingredient section here, for example, will start to become a big scroll, right? This will become scroll, just like it is right now in Oblivion. But we already talked about that, Frank. I guess the music just died out. And honestly, one of the first things I ever modded off in this game was the UI. Swapping the UI in Skyrim's was just terrible. It wasn't as bad as vanilla Oblivion. Vanilla Oblivion, you had all the three dials down here that you had in Oblivion Remastered, and you just swap between them. But yeah, it's... So, C-Mage Joe, I actually, that's a conversation we're going to have here. But presentation is in part of that, I think. I think the presentation of the way you navigate this is a little cool, but it's superfluous. I'd rather just press I, you know? I'm playing on a keyboard. This dial, by the way, which took me fucking 9 years to figure out how to find it on a controller again, is a little clunky. It's not as smooth as I think they wanted it to feel. Where is the fucking journal? Yeah, getting to the journal. Well, reverse, like there's a journal like this, right? Escape quests. The journal's a little clunky. It's just navigating every part of Skyrim is annoying, and I don't like that my gameplay is. I'm in the middle of a pitched fight, and then I hear one-handed has increased. I'm like, shit, man. And then you got the slow fucking, oh, your level went up. Oh, you got a level. Like, dude, I'm still fighting shit here. Chill. What I liked about Oblivion is that it's up here in the corner. So all the way up here in that corner. So, boom, you just jump into that, man. It says right here, sword increased by 1. Okay, blade is increased by 1. I can see it. Great. It doesn't need to be there. I also didn't like the Skyrim font. I enjoyed the pen and paper look of Oblivion over the Skyrim font on a transparent back. I agree. It was too much of that, like, there was an era in video games where they tried to go for, it was right around this time, from 2000, I'd say from 2008 to 2012, 2013, where they try to take this clean, streamlined, minimalist look, which is this, but it actually just ended up kind of being clunky and very, it would also be very, it would break you away from the feel of the game. Like, I'm playing a game that uses serifs, and all the font and all the menus is sans serif. Serifs are little... Oops. Well, a serif is basically like a little, like... is any of our text here? I think this is all sans serif. It is. Serif are little tiny, like, marks. Like, the T would have a little flare and flange at the end of it. So it's more of a streamlined, modern-looking font. Serif font is typically more of an older style of font, which you see all throughout Oblivion. That's in minigames. Yeah, tiny flare on a letter. Perfect. Yep. So this streamlined look, for me, just didn't really hit. So the presentation, I gotta give it to Oblivion again. Mini games. I can't remember what persuading is like in this game. So much worse than Fallout, dude. Yes, that little flare at the bottom of T in a lowercase t on that font is indeed a serif. Choice of dialogue, was that it? I can't remember. Oops. Isn't this a general store? General store's like right around here. Yeah. There.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear
I
it.
don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop. Take a look.
How do you barter? How do you do that? I can't remember.
I better get back to cleaning the store.
There's no
What a
bartering, period.
mess.
Okay.
The
I
Riverwood
couldn't remember
Trader
at all
is
if there was a
everything
system
you
similar
need
to
in a
it.
general store.
So the mini games, oh god, I gotta pee so bad. I've drank so many fluids. I think so. Here's the subject matter. Who has better mini games? Mini games being things that you have to access. Lock picking is one. Persuasion is another. The price is just auto set. Okay, that was it. Haggling, I guess, is also another one, right? Lock picking in Oblivion, in my opinion, is hands down way better than Skyrim. Discuss. Go ahead. Be right back.
Damn thieves. As if things weren't bad enough. The Riverwood Trader is everything you need in a general store. My sister Camilla or I will be happy to help you. Maybe you're looking for something particular. We carry
Bless.
just about anything you could. I know some of it looks like junk, but everything's a treasure in the right light.
Oblivion, you have to watch the Tumblr. Yeah, I can show you Nature Boy how to beat it. I mean, I have a video on it that I put out. Did not get many views. I just think Skyrim's lockpicking is very rudimentary. You just simply go, all right, let me find the one spot, and then let me twist it. Done. Oblivion, I don't remember what lockpicking was like in Morrowind, but Oblivion's lockpicking is the same as Daggerfall's. Well, similar system. I'm gonna show Nature Boy how to beat it, how to jerk off. Duh. What did you think I meant, 600GX? Or were you talking about lockpicking? No, I'm gonna show him how to do the old fucking 5-finger mumbo jumbo, up and up, down, twist around, bring it around, get a little pepper grinder in there. Jason, Ben would like you to know that he knows you're seeing this right now. He just feels really bad. He's just awful for having sex with your sister. He's sorry. And he hopes he can still come to Thanksgiving. It's upsetting, but Ben and your sister, Jason, have a connection. I don't think you can deny it. You know? There's some family we have through blood, some family that we choose, and there's some family that you have through semen, through cum. Got me, sister. Ben, Jason would like you to know that he's not angry. He's angry because she's your half sister, which is incest. Incestual, which is not a pizza that you would buy at a Domino's pizza. It is when you fuck someone in your family.
Huh?
The pepper grinder? Dude, the pepper grinder, you know how the pepper grinder deploys?
Yes.
You do the pepper grinder, and then you give it an up, down, and then a bam, and you bop into this. The pepper grinder is a transformer, and it easily just can rip into the double skiing method.
Need something? I'm all ears.
Whoa. You can clip it all you want, baby. Ain't gonna mean anything. No one ever clips my shit. The things that I say on this fucking channel, and no one clips them. I go to look back through clips, and I'm like, hey guys, make sure you clip stuff. I go to look through back, fuck. And it's always like, yeah. And that's the clip. I'm like, oh, it's just me saying, yeah? Fuck. So Oblivion wins the minigame category again. Epicness. Again, we give to Oblivion, right? New thumbnail photo. Because we were talking about the epicness of Skyrim and how it falls flat. But you know, honestly, like, if we're talking about epicness, this is different than game narrative. We're talking about the epic. Actually, I think Skyrim wins this one. So hear me out. I think Skyrim wins this one. So Dwight Jeffries here has is decided to treat my YouTube like a men seeking women for cuckolding. I need someone to do my wife as I sit and watch. She is white, brown hair, tall, in her 40s. We live in this place and only come on Saturday and Sunday at 6 to 10 p.m. She needs D badly. Female, bi, I think that's what the F and B means. Claire Messier, Jeffries. See how she looks. I will pay 18,000 United States dollars. Now, why not 20? Will you? Can I haggle you up to 20 for a cuckolding? I'm a big fan of that kind of like evenage. Multiple of 10. It's just someone trying to troll. Oh, go. 25 and I bring a friend. Ooh, 2 for the fucking price of 1. Dude, and Dov Plays is a handsome motherfucker. I think of all the Total War content creators, probably one of the most attractive ones. Just a hot looking dude. It's fucking Rico Suave ass fucking hair. Although, what's his nuts? Zerkovich has like a, I don't know what he is. He's like Dutch, he's German, he's something. He's not British, right? But when I saw him in Horsham, he had like a fucking greaser thing going on with a fucking sleeve tattoo. I'm like, eat my fucking ass, dude. Don't come in here catching the pussy, you know? Leave some of the rest of us that are bald, that are not over 6 foot, don't have a greaser look, and don't have tattoos. Some of us have to rely purely on our fucking humor to pick anyone up.
Another loyal devotee.
Man with 2 penises, is that double? I mean, should be. Piss me off, dude. I have friends that are like over 6 foot with tattoos. Like, yeah, man, you know, it's hard meeting a girl. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up, dude. Just shut your mouth. God, I gotta hope that I don't blind them on accident when I'm talking to them, trying to like hit on them and it's a club. and it just fucking beams off my fucking forehead. They're like, hey, it's the real clip. Oh my, oh god, oh, like I fucking, ow. Yeah, some of us, I have, as a former 300 pounder, I have no concept of how I look. All I know is if I am not funny, I am not getting anywhere. Dude, I wish I was a streamer that like was just swimming through cyber pussy, but I'm definitely not. I am definitely not. I get asked more often if I am gay than anything else, I think, as a streamer, which doesn't bother me at all. Being hit on by the current sex is fucking awesome. It is the biggest boost to self-esteem. Can't flirt with the sun is out as a real debuff. Nah, man, I got the vampire thing going. Oh, you're fine, Drafe. Don't worry about it, bro. Let's switch back over to let's switch over to Oblivion. We do have a copy of Oblivion to give away. I can give away other games too. I mean, does anyone want Berserker Kazan? I'll ask them. Have a copy of KCD2? No, I don't have any. I can ask for those, but it's so funny. Vapor for Blood. That's how I know you're not American. You call what I'm wearing a vest. You think I want to just show my fucking feet? Like I give a fuck. I got good looking feet. Take care of my fucking toes. Because if you don't take care of your feet, you don't take care of things further north. You know what I mean? Just an immediate upgrade in presentation style. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. This is Serif. Purple shirt. Purple shirt. Now, do we think this goes with a red suit? Like a maroon red. Oh. Get your nose out of there. Get your nose out of there. Either white shoes, no tie, no tie. White shoes or like light brown Clarks. This is the mini Aussie fund you guys contribute to. Yeah, bub. Maroon suit. I might just go with the white shirt, but it was a cool color purple. I like that color purple. Gimme, 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 gimme. The dog doing? Chilling. Purple maroon is tough. Outer Worlds was never good to begin with, so I think honestly remastering it is just remastering something that wasn't great. The vault where, Darian? You were good. That's your fucking pubes. That's your pubes, little boy. I don't know. I just kind of I like purple, so I got the color purple. As either that or I go buy a black shirt. I can show you here. Do you want to see the suit? Well, you can't see shit now, can you? This would be the suit. Maybe a little too much. Maybe a little too much. But that's the suit. Get out of there, Rome. What are you licking? It looks it's a little bit brighter than what you can see. In this picture, in this video. Got a little bit just going out. When you are a YouTuber or a streamer and you work from home, you really never ever get to dress up, and dressing up is kind of fun sometimes. So it's just for going out. So I literally just said it. Yeah, it's just nice to like feel. Oh, you're good, Crusader. He's gonna take that guy up on the 18K offer. It's either I wear a white shirt, buy a black shirt. I don't have a black shirt, or go with that purple shirt. Suits for killing Batman. You know, for mini games, or I guess I don't know if we do an white, purple, or black. What do you guys think? I mean, I do white and maroon a lot. If anything, I would use that purple on its own. Just the purple shirt with slacks and then wearing a tie with that. Black and purple goes together very well together, I think. You can show off your enormous personality. Yeah, I have a navy blue suit. It's not, doesn't really fit me as well as this red one, I think. Artsy, dude. So I used to weigh 300 pounds, as I said before, and as a result, I used to wear nothing but navy blues, red or blacks, and heathered gray. Now I wear loud verbose colors all the time. I have lots of pinks, oranges, bright reds, purples, lots of different purples, violets, purple, lilac, lavender, all that. I know that cult care. I don't see, the problem is I just don't like I don't like my navy blue suit as much as I like this maroon suit. So I had that navy blue suit. I bought it. It's a little bit, it's not as stretchy. I do need like a gray suit, like a tan suit. Well, every guy should have a black and navy and like a gray. So I have no reason to wear suits, so I do not go buy suits very often. I mean, it's a suit from Express too. It's not like I spend a lot of money on it. Gray pinstripe is really good. I don't think he was offering me $18,000 to go fuck his wife. Scaling. Yeah, I pivoted that. What kind of scaling are we thinking here? Do we like the scaling in Skyrim or the scaling in Oblivion more? I think naturally Oblivion's scaling is better because it has been retooled. Because the initial issue, right, was that scaling was so bad in both of the games, you could really fuck yourself up. He was offering it. It would be funny if he was demanding it, though. Give me $18,000 and you can fuck my wife. Like, okay. But look at this place. See, like, look at... Isn't that someone? So what does that mean, BFig? This lovely little, like, beachside property. Oh, man. Who's this? I can't remember who that is. 18, yeah, that's what I was saying, too. Like, why not just give me the full 20? Dude, it's just so well optimized for using a fucking mouse and keyboard, too. As in, higher level monsters in Skyrim don't take damage from higher level spells as well. Look at this. Look at this location. Like, this looks so good. If I want, I go over there for the snow-capped mountains. Look how cool that fucking is. Yeah, Anvil's always been one of my favorite locations, so as you know, I'm cheating. Breville and Leowyn, my least favorite locations. You know, I think I would want to see... I'd want to see Morrowind because I'd want to see it in, like, the modern tech. Skyrim, you can get... I think that's another big thing too to say. Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim on their base games, you cannot get to the level that Skyrim is on its base game with mods. So the modability of Skyrim and what we've seen and what you can do, dude, you can play Skyrim as if it's the fucking Witcher. Like with the health bars above their head in full third person with rolling and dynamic movement and everything like that. Like Skyrim can look insane. Yeah, that's probably a good point, Sea Crusader. But I think Morrowind would be a better one. Just to see. Guys, if you're watching over on YouTube, do make the switch to Twitch. And if you have a Prime sub you've not yet used, use it on me. So, in all these categories, I'm going to go through this list real quick. You can mod it, yeah. It doesn't have that full mod built like store page on Steam, but people are using Nexus to mod it. I don't think they did. Did they? People are running it with mods. So going through our list. Steam Workshop. Yeah, Oblivion Remastered does not have a Steam Workshop yet. Performance and optimization. We're giving to Oblivion, not because it runs better than Skyrim in the sense that UE5 still has plenty of issues, but it's not capped at 60 frames per second. Windowed full screen is fully supported. The keyboard and mouse integration is already way better. It's overall optimized better for a modern system than Skyrim is. Skills, we're saying that Oblivion wins because Oblivion's skill system of using perks feels more impactful than the skill system of Skyrim. We agree that the Skyrim skill system is strong, but the Oblivion one feels better. It's got more of a progression. It feels like a better reward. It feels overall like every time you hit a breakpoint, a perk breakpoint, it drastically changes the skill or opens up a whole new level of playfield with the skill. Versus you can do everything. One-handed skill, for example, you can do pretty much everything right out the gate. You do get the ability to like behead people or paralyze and stuff like that. But I think, and that's what I'm going to say in the video, exactly that, Blaze. I think a happy medium is somewhere in between both, with the impactful perk system of Oblivion with the skill trees of Skyrim, where the skill trees, each climbing of the tree feels more impactful than just 10% or 20%, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, agreed, Damage, agreed. The perk breakpoint makes me want to learn more skills. Totally agree with you. And then into magic, for that matter, I think that hurt. I think we can agree the magic in Skyrim is better. The magic schools are more focused. They're not as wide. They're not as nebulous. Mysticism is gone and it's rolled into restoration and alteration. Illusion is focused very exclusively on doing stuff that affects characters' perceptions of the world. Alteration is doing exactly what it talks about, altering the world. So it's easy to get specific things out of specific spell schools. Restoration also has your turn undead. So a lot of my gripes with the way spell schools are done in Skyrim, or done in Oblivion, is fixed in Skyrim. But Skyrim does have dual casting, so you can cast a flame spell with one hand or a shield with the other, or you can double cast one spell and have it be even more impactful. But being able to cast with the sword and shield out, with two-handed weapon out. All those things in Oblivion makes the magic school, makes the magic system way more accessible across the board. You can just do too much. You can do so much with that system. So having it, I feel like you can be a true spellblade in Oblivion that you cannot be in Skyrim because you have to have one hand that is doing a spell. Versus in this, I can do a sword and shield, I can do just a sword, I can do a two-handed sword, whatever it is. And, you know, Rory, I'm going to put that down. So you guys have kept mentioning that because I have not really played magic very hard in Skyrim. Damage fall off. So that's it for magic. So Oblivion wins that one again. Into game's narrative, the actual main story quest for the game. I'm going to put epicness right below this one, but the narrative for Oblivion, we all agree, is good and better than Skyrim's from beat to beat to beat. It doesn't have a point where it falls flat. Skyrim's is amazing. You find out you're a Dragonborn, you're linking the Nords to the Imperials, and it's really fucking cool, and you have all this stuff that's really going to bring things together. You are a Dragonborn. There's dragons for the first time in the world in hundreds of years. And then you become the Thane of Whiterun and nothing really happens after that. You just kind of have to kill dragons till you hit breakpoints so that you can go get better skills. That's it. The best part of Skyrim's quests is, our story is the Civil War that is not even actually tied to the main story 100%. 50% I'd say is what it is. No, I'd say shouts are outside of magic. So if game's narrative goes to Oblivion, because Oblivion basically deals so much more with the gods of Oblivion, or of Elder Scrolls, the epicness is something to consider. Because while the narrative for Oblivion is better, I think it's a stronger narrative, I think the epicness for Skyrim is better. Yes, you get to open up a gate into hell and climb through these gates and do all these things. After 5 or 6 of them, you're kind of fucking done. They kind of start to become annoying. And I think the thing that makes them annoying is that they are minimum 15-minute adventures. A true Crusader, definitely true. You're kind of sitting aside from the story. And those Oblivion gates, they're random. You don't know if you're going to get one of the really big ones that takes you a super long 30 to 45 minute escapade. I'm getting there, Drapo. But those gates, they're everywhere and they chase you and it's fucking annoying. And oh God, that's so stupid. And it just pisses you off. The dragons, on the other hand, yeah, and that's true. The Daedric items are so heavy, so you can't even sell them. The Oblivion Crisis, you mean the Oblivion Annoyance. The dragons, on the other hand, are not very long. So even if you kill one, you're like, oh, well, that's done with. And another one pops up. It's not that far. It's not, oh, that's annoying, but I'll just go kill another one really quickly. That is a good point, though, that they can keep killing NPCs that are important to what you're trying to do, especially if you're in the middle of a quest. And you can, I think, though, that the fact that you do get really good strong items from the sigils, but you kind of need the dragons to get more of your dragon abilities. You end up kind of pushing your way through farming them. So the dragons, and I think too, even the times where I'm like, I do not want to fight this dragon right now, it's still been fucking epic and cool. You think we can ride a dragon in the next game? I don't know. That's also true. Like, they are definitely annoying, but I think that the time of engagement of a dragon is always way shorter than an Oblivion gate. And after the first couple of Oblivion gates, you know, they've lost their luster. The fight stops becoming as cool and fun and dynamic because it's like, oh, you fight a dragon and you fucking, and now it's going to plummet down into the earth. Oh, that's so sick. You can ignore the gates, though. Dragons, if you want to fight, you gotta. I thought you could run away from dragons. Because I remember doing that plenty of times. God, the Dragonmore DLC. Fucking forgot about that. I mean, it depends if you want to call it a wyvern, a wyvern, a wyvern. The wyvern, Drake is probably a better portrayal than the word dragon. Wyvern I've always looked at as a different type of dragon that's more serpentine and also has poison affixed to it in some way. Wyverns sit in the basilisk family versus drakes are smaller dragons. Oh, for sure, Ryan. You know, that's really, dude. The Diddy just said this. The dragons provided some moments that gamers will remember, but showing up at some really random points, whereas the Oblivion gates just pop up and stay annoying. I think that's really it. Like you might get annoyed by the dragons here and there, but they're fun even when you didn't want to fight them. What is that supposed to be? The deity? The deity. Oh fuck. There it is. Wyverns have 2 legs and 2 wings. Dragons have 4 legs and 2 wings. Huh. There you go. My answer of serpentine still fit that. I think it still fit that. So, what is a dragon? So you have so many different dragons, right? You've got the dragons where they've got the 4 limbs and the wings. What's a dragon with hind legs and its wings are hands? Kind of like we get with Game of Thrones. Is that a wyvern still? Will we consider that a wyvern as well? Like the end of, like, it's got on the wings, it's got little handy hands, little grabbers, little. Versace, that's what I was thinking here. Like, do we put a post game DLC into this? I don't want to fucking go film it. That's the problem. I don't want to. I think I would just use trailers. Yeah, and I agree though. I would say Oblivion still knocks it out of the park. I would say that a lot of the housing in Skyrim is very fun. I like the ability to build out houses in Skyrim. I think that was really cool. Okay, we'll put DLC section. I was hoping this would be like a 20-30 minute video. This might be an hour-long video. Yeah, we'll call it like post-game support, DLCs, and like you said, 600GX, just talk about the fact that every single game now, every version of these games now has all those DLCs. But those DLCs did really bring, like, Knights of the Nine is one of my favorite ones. Auction commentary video. Knights of the Nine is such a good DLC. I can't even remember all the Skyrim ones, man. I've played so much more Oblivion than Skyrim. Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn. Dawnguard... Hearthfire was the best one, in my opinion. Solheim, that's right. Shivering Isles was really good. Yeah, I thought house building was really cool. Like housing in Skyrim was really well thought out. Whenever you want, Crusader. Would that be a good video, guys, for Oblivion? Like when to start the DLCs? Knights of the Nine, start it whenever you want, since everything can level with you. It's true there's no story, but it did add a lot of mechanics. That'd be easy. I would just play I would play the trailers for each DLC. Shred Edge, for Frank. I would say, okay, hey, here's the DLC. Here's the trailer for this DLC. Knights of the Nine introduces these things. If you're interested in playing this type of character, you're going to benefit from playing this DLC. I'd recommend you do it at this point. Knights of the Nine, I'd say just go play. Go play the Knights of the Nine whenever, since everything in the Knights of the Nine can level up with you. For Shivering Isles, that is more, I would start Shivering Isles at 25. Because Shivering Isles is going to give you specific items that correspond to play styles, either heavy or light armor, blade or blunt, magic or otherwise, and you want those leveled up as best as you can. The max out at 30, okay, I thought it was 25 for those. And yeah, you really can play it whenever you want. I think the best thing to understand, like I've said before in that one video, there are so many fucking items in this game that if you wait to the max level to then get all of them, you're going to get analysis paralysis on which ones to use. If you just play through the game, grab the ones that you want as you get them, then you'll have a cool progression where you can go, oh, okay, now I'm going to use that item. Now I'm going to use this item. Oh, this one's better. I'm going to use that item. If maybe you play before, you go, I want Chill Rend. Well, wait until the max level to get Chill Rend. Then play with all the other ones you've never played with. I think that's really the best way to do it. A lot of people do that, yeah. A lot of people will wait to do Kvatch and just play the game without Oblivion Gates. But Oblivion Gates are also kind of part of the game, so I kind of don't mind dodging them. The problem is though that then the Oblivion Gates spawn at cities, and that can kind of fuck shit up for you. Dongfeng and Dawnfang and Duskfang got changed in the remaster though, didn't they, Drafo? So are we giving DLC to Oblivion, or are we giving DLC to Skyrim? There's no max level. Well, not really. But 30 is the level at which things stop changing tiers. So after 30, all items will be the same. So are we saying then, it's Oblivion for post DLC? I mean, I kind of agree, right? Shivering Isles is so good. Knights of the Nine is so good. And then there's just tons of FLC, free downloadable content.
A steadfast support.
Skyrim is one epicness. So we did games narrative. We did epicness. We're on to combat. We still do have a giveaway to do here, guys. So if you do want a chance to win the game, I'm still going to do that. Sheer mountains. Combat is a tie because I like the comboed system of Oblivion Remastered. It feels so much better than combat does in Skyrim. But Skyrim allows you to dual wield, and allowing you to dual wield opens up a lot of different things. And also, this is kind of a link to the skills. Skyrim's ability to just say one-handed or two-handed doesn't lock you into blade or blunt. And blunt is weird because it includes axes. So that is something that I think is a really big important stuff to notice about combat there. The combat feels more engaging in Oblivion, but the combat in Skyrim has more of a sandbox to it, I guess you could say. So I say they're tied. Oh, the kill animations. Thank you. Also, Skyrim has kill animations and the slowdown stuff. For sure, that was a huge thing. That's a huge thing. I might even give combat to Skyrim, because Skyrim's got so few on this list. What do you think? What do you say, guys? Is combat a tie, or does combat go to Skyrim? Yeah, the slow-mo and the beheading is pretty sick. Skyrim needs a win. Skyrim it is. No, I don't think it's too blanket of a term. I think it needs to be that. I think it needs to be general like that, because then we're going to break into too much nuance. I think a fork on one of the deadliest weapons of the game, so Skyrim. So then environment and setting. I've already said Oblivion because I like the diversity, the visual diversity from location to location on the map. Just say I've been loving the game, but it freezes on load screens and crashes constantly. What are you playing on? I like that this part of the map looks entirely visually different than this part of the map. And this part of the map looks entirely visually different than this part of the map. If you've not been down to Leyawind and Blackwood, I'll show you. Did you update your drivers, Jabberdoodle? Are you playing with what's your graphics card? This fucking guy is here again. I can't remember what he's for. Yeah, look at this just desolate swamp shit city. I fucking hate Leyawind. Are you using FSR or using DLSS? Could be Breville. You know, I can't remember what Breville was like. I don't agree with that, Haas. Actually, I think the color gradients for Skyrim are all the same palette. It's blues and grays versus the fuck off. The yellows and tans that we had over in Anvil, the greens and browns we have over here, the blues and grays you get up north, the soft yellows and rolling greens of like the Kvatch area. Yeah, Skyrim, when you go into the fields of Rohan, for sure. Travel's not that bad. It just, you kind of have to think it from locations. Compare this swamp to Skyrim swamp, Morthal's. Yeah, I hate swamp areas. I know he's for a quest. I just didn't want to do it. I can't compare the music to the games because they both have They're same kind of music. It's the same musical composer. So I give environment and setting because I like this environment and setting more. Well, I think there's more verticality in Skyrim, and I don't like that as much. Because of the old style of the game, you can just kind of like face it and just press spacebar and jump up the fucking thing. I like the visual diversity here. Because we kind of went over this a little bit ago, Haas, where I was... Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's some objective points of it, but I think by and large it is subjective. That would be the intro, right? Would be me saying, hey, these are my things that I think are better. I think most people in chat agree with me, though, that when I say that the diversity and the visual diversity and biomes are more are better in Oblivion. I can definitely appreciate the counterpoint, though, that objectively Skyrim offers more like sweeping visuals, I guess you could say. You come out of that valley, you see Whiterun for the first time. Whiterun is positioned right against a mountain, and then you have a fucking lake, and you see a huge field. That's pretty fucking cool. You come up to what's it called, Panic or Solitude, whatever, for the first time, and it's this fucking Game of Thrones bastion at the top of a fucking finger of mountain that sticks out. It's pretty sick. That's pretty awesome. Go to Markarth, and it's a series of these fucking cobbled Dwemer huts and homes over this delta that crashes down into a series of waterfalls. Haas, you're coming in. We've been streaming here for 3.5 hours. You're coming in late. We just booted Oblivion up. Skyrim's been up almost the entirety of this stream, and we've gone to these locations. Like I went to Markarth, I went to Solitude, I went to Whiterun, and we showed off like, hey, I don't like this. I don't like the look of, you know, like Falkreath or the fucking Thieves Guild one. Just don't like it. I don't like those. The visual diversity for me is just not there. Bring me on the mountain, baby. So, again, I can appreciate what you're saying, that objectively, Skyrim has a more sweeping visual effect. But I think subjectively, I like Oblivion more. And I'm saying objectively, Oblivion has more visual diversity from location to location. The color palette of Leowyn and the color palette of Bruma and the color palette of Anvil are all three different swatches. Again, of browns, of reds, of blues and grays, of yellows and tans. You have three different locations on the map that are three entirely different looking ones, versus Skyrim is all the same spectrum of blues and grays, blacks, purples, blues, stuff like that. I fucking love Markarth. Well, that's what I mean too, right? Like each one of these cities is biome flavored. You go to Bruma, and Bruma fits the biome of it being a snow-capped mountainous area, right? It's built in these layers up. Coral fits in the fucking foothills of the, what is this? The Clovian Highlands. So it has this big sprawling sweep upwards. We'll go to Chaden Hall, sure. Bravil is over there on the middle of this fucking river. So it fits like a river location. Okay, stop that. So, but you're comparing swamp to swamp. I'm comparing various biomes to the singular, loosely themed biome. That's a swamp here. It's a snowy marsh swamp in Skyrim. Skyrim has a snowy capped mountain. It has snowy foothills into plains. Yeah, Bruma is very much a Skyrim town. And again, we're not looking at the visual fidelity of this. So please, like, yeah, of course this looks better than Skyrim, because this is a remaster in 2025. But I want to take a look at the visual differences of these locations. How every location on the map in this game looks like it is not in the same region necessarily. Well, you also have to consider this too, Critical Escapes. Skyrim is meant for the Nords. Skyrim is a land that is sparsely populated and populated predominantly by Nords, versus Cyrodiil is the seat of the Empire, and it has been populated by multiple cultures, and the cultural influence of who predominantly sits within those cities is remarked on all of its architecture and the way that it is, which is important to the lore of the region.
I'm listening.
I've almost always played the games per their like race. I played Morrowind as a Dark Elf, I played this as an Imperial, and I played Skyrim as a Nord. Oh, are you thinking of Bruma?
Greetings, Dunmer.
So, again, though, we did do this earlier, Haas. Falkreath still has not these green trees. It has like gray-green trees. It has trees that exist in a snowy fucking wonderland that is Skyrim, right? Like, it's the same general biome. It's all the same. Skyrim is all the same. The center of it is like an open grassy area, but like this location, like I said, the Geralt Mountains, which butts up against Skyrim, is different than Anvil, which butts up against Valenwood. Skyrim butts up against the ocean. Hammerfell is way different too. That's why Coral kind of fits that a little bit better. Yeah, I guess Haas, you're looking more at the objective statement that it is visually diverse, and I'm saying no, it's not, because the landscape of that region is not visually diverse. Like, this is right next to the Black Marsh. It looks, you're saying the swamp of this Leyawind is better than the swamp of that is. That's okay. That's okay. We can have different opinions on this, but I'm saying that from a geographical standpoint, from an objective standpoint, the geography of Cyrodiil is more diverse because it sits nearly in the center of the continent to a location that is in the frozen north of the continent. Yes, there are places in fucking Norway that are not all snowy and icy. And there's places in California that are snowy and icy, but they definitely have different qualities to that snowy and icy. They have different qualities to their greenery that you can objectively say, oh, that is a green grass field in Norway. That is a green grass field in California, because they have two different ways of portraying those color palettes. You might be getting lost a little too much in like the actual physical location of it all. I was saying to do we did Anvil. I'll go do Anvil again. So let's do like, we'll try to look at both of them at noon. I mean, Bruma at night is really cool too, though. A lot of green, a lot of tan here, a lot of yellow, some reds. This is Anvil, right? This is on the fucking ocean. So you have a different visual color palette here. Shouldn't be a comparison because of said geography. Well, it is, because I'm saying I like the visual diversity. We're talking about the visual diversity from location to location as it basically creates its own biome within it. This is this location. Anvil. Yeah, like what the player sees. Now let's go to Bruma. Aesthetics, visual diversity, sure. Which is going to be closer to what we would see in a Skyrim. I mean, already, the color palette here is different, but it's night, so we have to, so 12 plus 2. Oh man, we gotta do this giveaway. So this is Bruma. Whites, grays, blues. Very little yellow, if any at all. So when you look at this location, this location is visually starkly different. It is visually stark. Comparison to Anvil.
Is that so?
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
I've heard that the lords of Skyrim.
So when you come to this location, you get to sample Skyrim. When you go to those other locations, you get to sample kind of what those parts of the world are like, which I like. I guess for me, Haas, it's the other way around. Which again, I mean, maybe that makes it a subjective point of view for you. But I think we can just, by looking at these two examples, these are objectively different locations that have their own personality and color palette.
Anytime now.
Well, yeah, I'm using that for the sake of, I think the right way to play this game is not using fast travel unless you're doing like fetch quests. And it's like, I always find like, okay, I'm going to jump from here to there to there to this to there, but then I'm going to go back to the place that I originally found this quest, and I'm going to go back out from there. Like sometimes it's very all over the place. That's a good way of putting it. You know, think USA versus Canada. Nobody is saying Canada isn't diverse, but US is more diverse for geographical reasons that simply make sense. And I mean, I make the same argument here, right? Like me going from Bruma down through the Heartlands into the Nibene Basin and then down over here into Blackwood. It feels very different for me. I'm going into this big, huge open plains out of the foothills of snow-capped mountains over to this location over here, which is a little bit, this is like very, very green in this area right here. But as you traverse into this, it just starts to get shit. I fucking hate swamps, man. But scaling, we talked about. Quests and companions we're giving to Oblivion because we like a lot more of the quests in Oblivion, but Skyrim has the companion system, so that is worth talking about. Scaling, Oblivion's better because has updated scaling. if we were comparing OG Oblivion to OG Skyrim, their scaling would be the same. It'd be wonky as fuck. No, there's no in life politics coming. Where he's talking about like Canada is like the northern portions of the US is what he's saying. And I think Haas, I think that last statement, the outside areas of the remaster for me just blend together. That's what they should do. Oh no, we're fine. No, it's kind of covered off. There's mountains right here. That's another thing too, yeah, you know, like the Civil War, like when you go to the places where the Thalmor are, it is definitely like much of a different, is a bigger change. Presentation we talked about too, but I think we covered it all, guys. I'll work on that video tomorrow. Hopefully get it out this weekend. I've got shorts coming for all the videos that I've made, so I can just try to gather up some more views on that stuff. But let's close this down and let's do a giveaway. So I have a copy of Oblivion Remaster. I don't like the presentation style of Skyrim's going like, oh fuck, I guess my one-handed skill increased, like you've now entered this area. The discovering portion, I like that they brought that into Oblivion because it was nice to know that I found a location that I could then fast travel to. But I just didn't like that you're constantly being interrupted by this text on the screen. This skill has gone up by 1. I'm trying to fucking kill a troll right now, dude. Could you stop? Your skill has gone up by 1. I'm like, stop it, please stop. Oblivion has that kind of understated and pushed into the corner. All right. Let me make sure I still have that thing. Let's go for a longer one here. We're a little bit late right now, but ooh, this kind of seems fun. Marble Centauri. Yeah, me too. I like Oblivion's over to the side, up in the corner. Sometimes you actually kind of miss it. Like you're like, oh fuck, did I get a level? I don't know. Treat me well, man. This is what we do for our giveaways. Marbles. Marble Factory is pretty cool, I think. Mountain Pass is kind of hectic. Slippery Slopes is kind of boring. Maybe we'll do Castle Siege. This is kind of a cool one. All right. So right now, guys, if you want to enter into the giveaway, that giveaway is for a copy of Oblivion Remastered. Please do not enter into the giveaway if you already have it. If you're trying to win it for a friend, just please come have them enter the giveaway. I want to be fair to anyone who's been watching it the entire time. Type in !play over here on Twitch. If you type it into YouTube, it won't notice it. So you have to come over to Twitch to type that in. You don't have to stay on Twitch. You just have to do it to type it in. Let's go ahead and type it in real quick. I'm going to go pee, so I'll be right back. Oh, not seeing a lot of people enter in. That's weird. But I'm seeing people enter. Oh, okay, there we go. You can see your names populating over here. Be right back. Not that many have entered in. I like to see it. Thank you guys for being honest. If you want to enter in D Huge, you have to come on over to Twitch. Remember, guys, you have to be on Twitch to enter in. There's a link to... There's the link to Twitch. Almost put a game key in chat. I can do... I've got 2 keys to the first Berserker Kazan. We can give those away next time. Oh, no.
A steadfast supporter.
This is for Oblivion Remastered. I don't know how to get rid of this guy. Because you guys typed it in on chat, so it adds it in. All right, ready? There we go. Got rid of him. It has begun. So we're going to drop here first, and it's going to get going. Boom. Everyone's dropping down. We got to get into one of these little spikes, setting across. Oh, holy crap. This thing's already going off here. Big Blue Panzer, though, has somehow taken the lead in a big way, jumping all the way into the front. Oh, man, look at this. This is pure chaos. Oh, but Panzer's just getting hung up over here. Richard is in second all the way back there. Can Panzer hold on? Dude, you are getting so lucky you aren't getting smashed off this bad boy. Oh, man, it's getting hot and horny. I should put on some music next time I do this. Big Blue Panzer has gotten hung up entirely. Oh, but it jettisons forward. Holy crap. Holy shit. Someone put a little bit in his ass. I've never seen this. I've never seen this one. I don't know. I hope there's more to this, though. I hope it's not just this line. I think Therico died back there. Oh, I know. It's just saying, dude, Big Blue Panzer, you're just getting hung up like, oh, launched again. Is this just the map? Is this just all one big line? Maybe we won't do this map ever again. Yeah, that's just it. You just have to hope that Big Blue, when you come down here, you got to hope you land directly into this bucket. Yeah, we got to do more to have more diverse stuff. The more people can die on en route. It does. It takes a long time to reach. Holy shit. Oh, man. Oh, Richard pulls ahead of Big Blue. Big Blue's being hung up there by some blue fireballs. Richard gets launched again. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. And Richard goes off over the edge. Our first death of the day. Big Blue, though, still hanging on for dear life. There's the original No Kings flag on there for his avatar. Big Blue Panzer going to be seen if he can make it all the way through. Getting a little bit of momentum, though. Doesn't want to catch those fireballs in the face. Big Blue Panzer gets launched off the edge. And he is out of it. I have spit on myself. The Deity, though, is now first place with the Knight right behind. Therico in third. It's kind of a shit show back here, though, for the bros. The Deity getting launched ahead by a big blue fireball in the mouth. If he can keep up this momentum, he might have just enough to squeeze in. He's coming on down to the wire. Some fireballs, they're looking to harangue him and keep him in place. If he gets a fireball in the wrong direction, the wrong side of this ball, oh no, sending him backwards. Rodrigo coming back up now for first. Oh shit, never mind. Chewed at Muffin coming out of nowhere. Oh, I think it's hit that on. Oh no, oh no, oh, boom. Holy crap. You got so lucky right there, dude. Holy crap. Chewed at Muffin. Getting for... I think you have to stay in there to win it. It launched you out, or it just removed your ball, one or the other. Therico landing in. Oh no! I think it counts. You won, but then something else knocked you out. The Cervix Blaster, nice. Hera Cross landing in here for 4th. That is so fucking funny. Everyone pile driving in here. Rainmar, Hunter Extreme, Knight just hung all the way back, getting destroyed by the final Ring of Fire, a hit movie starring Mark Wahlberg. By Mark Wahlberg, I actually mean Matthew McConaughey. And boom, there it is. Chew Dat Muffin winning 1st place. All right, Chew Dat Muffin. You want Oblivion Remastered? You're getting Oblivion Remastered. Where are you on here? Say something for me real quick. There we go. Whisper. So you're going to go to this website, and then you're going to put in this code. And that is your code for Oblivion Remastered, my dude. So guys, thank you so much for watching here today. That brings us to the end of our stream. You got one other one for fun? We'll do a quick one. All right, so go ahead and type in !play. And this is just for fun. We got 47 of you, so hopefully we got 47 jumping on in. We'll be doing another giveaway on Saturday. I'll probably be playing Doom, but I'll give away First Berserker Kazan. Yeah, just for bragging rights, just for having a good time. Thanks for jumping in here today, guys. Isn't this fun? Is this a cool way to do giveaways? It's so much more engaging. Atomic CDS, Atomic DS giving away 1 community sub. Thank you so much, dude. Sparty's Bathwater, could you imagine? Or try on SoundCloud. Play a little Night Flight. Bring us out with Night Flight. Party's truffle butter would be the worst. Okay, we are ready to go, it looks like. Starting it. You know what? Wait, I'll join. I'm in now. Here we go. Everyone's off to the races. Let's see where it goes. Launching immediately into the spinny spin of death. It's a fucking, what's it called? A funnel. Boy, now it's rigged. Let's see who makes it down the old spittoon. A rigged Rickster in the front here, but that's nothing to be said because people are just jumping around placements left and right. Coming down the spittoon, here we go. Who's coming in my mouth first? And it's Rodrigo. With Chew Dat Muffin right behind Trade Edge Blaze. Richard coming in 4th place. Heracles, there it is. Pushing over through the red, ringy, springy dinghy of death. Rodrigo just slices right through it. And says, fuck all this stuff over here. I'm not gonna slip on the bathroom mat or slip in the shower. Then gets zipped up, but does he stay in? Oh, and he does. That was a chance to completely lose you right there, man. Rodrigo gets hung up this time. Oh, B-Figs off, Rainmar off, Straight Edge Blades all off, all dead. Pushing ahead though is Hunter Extreme, who just gets a real good bit of momentum. Really rips right through it, and boom, off the edge, doesn't win. Riggedy coming through. Got a lot of momentum here. Oh, and makes it in. Riggedy just sinks it. I died. That's okay. Rodrigo, dead. Didi, dead. Flechette. Oh, just doesn't make it. Who's gonna land on it? Damn, look at that. I thought you guys were gonna go over there. Here. Oh, misses a miss. Dude, Riggedy's the only one that actually makes it. Isn't that awesome? That's such a fun way to do it, man. I love it. Soul Survivor, Riggedy. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. We'll be back on hell, my balls. Riggedy, you're the only one who finished. Everyone's did not finish. We'll be back on Saturday with another stream. I might move it to Sunday. We'll see how hungover I am. But hopefully I'm not. Let's see who's streaming. See if we can rate anyone. Mr. Llama, Big Sweats. I can send you guys over to Jack. Jack's playing Apex. Jack's kind of a bit spurgy, but he's pretty fun. All right, we have started a raid. The raid's gonna start here in 5 seconds. I gotta go make some food because I am very hungry. So I'm just gonna send you guys on over to Jack. Him and his wife have a Instagram that is very fun. They're a very goofy couple. Kind of like the last person I sent you guys to. They have an Instagram together. All right, this raid is getting off here. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. Have a good one. Take care. Wash your hands. Stay safe. Thank you so much for all the community subs, the prime subs, and the tiered subs. They help me out a ton. So let's get this raid going right now. Of course, TD, thanks for jumping in, man. But I'm like, it's my balls. Rain, Mark, good to see you, brother.